want you to put the word out there that we back up. Welcome back to another episode of the Cinestro Corps. It's your boy, Blacksby, a.k.a. Black Than Marvel, a.k.a. him who remains. And today I have with me Tayana Paris, future ex-husband. We have my name, Jeff. We got David. And we got Sheeple. The homie Graham, a.k.a. Sauce. He is out of commission for this week. Bro is battling demons. He's doing the trials of Mandalore right now. He in the...
This is our first episode back since the strikes, right? Official episode since the strikes.
First episode back since
like it was yesterday.
It's good to
since
be
the
back,
strikes
man.
ended, and we're just so amped to time slip into our thoughts on season 2 of Marvel's Loki, now streaming all episodes on Disney Plus, as well as our reaction.
We should be boycotting Disney Plus, no?
Why?
Allegedly.
Yes.
Why? What'd they do?
It's on. No, let's not get it. Why we?
We're not getting into politics. Let's not get political.
We'll get to that.
Not right off the bat. Yeah. Let me finish this drink real quick, and let me finish this drink real quick.
We'll get to that. Yeah, we're discussing Loki season 2 and our reaction to the Marvels, plus much, much more. But before we do that, be sure to super scroll smash that goddamn like button and that subscribe button so you do not miss out on the most entertaining podcast in the multiverse. Now, let's get into it.
Damn like button.
Yes, sir. Let's get into it. Higher, further, faster, baby. Before we start our topics of discussion, we got big announcement. It's been 1 year since we started this channel. We are celebrating our first year. Big ups. We would use the soundboard, but the soundboard been RIP soundboard from 2023 to 2023.
It fucks our recording up.
So we haven't used it in the last 7 months, 6-7 months. We've not
inside baseball, it always fucks our shit up when we use it. Every fucking time, bro.
If you want to if you want to donate to our fund to get better equipment, please do. We will post the link when we create the link to the GoFundMe. But yeah, it's been 1 year of us just doing this awesome show. We've got an awesome team here. Total of 6 guys now. We just added David as an official member. Big ups to David. Welcome to the gang. Welcome to the club. Our boy in the cut. Our boy in the cut.
David's legit. He's the most legit out of all of us too.
Yeah, David's
really funny. The only legit one out of all of us.
I'm still like 8 levels.
Matt. A lot of people follow Matt on Twitter. Matt's Twitter presence.
That's true.
Is not to be.
But I get third place. I get third place by default.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, that boy Tyler, that boy Chronic's Explain. That boy really out there.
I'm just happy to be here.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm just here so I don't get fined. That's it. It's that simple.
Yeah.
But no, for real, we started this off just some guys in a dream with a microphone. That's where we started. And we wanted to talk about
lame. Shut up. Boo, shut up.
Hold this man.
Yeah. We're gonna get all emotional now.
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to get them
crazy.
ratings up.
It is crazy. It is crazy that it's been a year. It doesn't feel like a year. I swear.
Honestly,
it feels like
we were just talking about
for 6 months.
Mm-hmm. We were just talking about Black Panther the other day, and now look, almost a year later,
shit,
bro.
That's crazy.
That was our first topic, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, because it came up the same week we did our first episode. So
that's crazy.
Been a long road.
Holy fuck, that's awesome.
We have
timed
since,
that perfectly.
Rebranded this channel into something greater. We have added awesome people to the ranks. Like we out here, we just cooking, we chugging along, and nothing can stop this train. That's all I'm gonna say. It's like that movie, what's that, Snowpiercer or whatever the hell? Nobody's stopping this train.
Unstoppable. Yeah,
that one.
Yeah. Snowpiercer, the train crashes at the end.
Literally,
Literally
picked the wrong train movie.
Polar Express.
That's a great allegory.
Yeah,
great allegory for life.
We just gotta kick it up a notch. Eventually, we'll get to Train to Busan. That's the real winner right there for Train Nights.
Sexy Asian men riding us.
Bullet Train.
I'm here for it, bro.
Bullet Train. We don't talk about that one.
No,
that means we get Zazie Beetz if we get Bullet Train. That's a dub.
Oh my god.
And Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Craven the Hunter. Yeah.
Aaron. Hold on. Brian Tyree Henry.
James
Oh
Bond.
yeah, actually,
No,
that's
no,
solid. That's solid.
don't give me that shit. That's my boy.
I know, that's my boy too. I love him.
I like it.
Wow.
Man.
Okay, a year. Happy 1 year, Sinestro Corps. Thank you, everybody,
We in
for
here.
watching
We
and
in here.
Should have had
listening.
a candle.
We
We
love
here.
you.
Mine
Hey,
has time really flown.
my God.
Speaking of time, bro. Speaking of time, bro.
Yo,
Bro, your segues
he's
crack
back.
me up.
He's so back.
I'm
It's like
back,
he never
baby.
left. It's like
I'm
he
back,
never left.
baby.
It's like he never left.
They thought I was done, bro. They thought I was
I got-
finished, bro. I got more than
I
enough
got
time
one
on my
more in
hand.
me. Got one more
I got
in me.
one more in me. I got one more in me.
He must be
Bro.
stopped at all costs.
Nothing can stop me like the ticking and marching on of time. And speaking of time,
Oof.
Loki season 2, man, it's time for us to discuss this because we've been waiting. We had so many thoughts.
I
First
feel
of all,
bad
let's
for
just
Graham
talk-
because I know Graham really liked this show and really enjoyed this show. And he had a lot of thoughts. He has a lot of theories about it, so I'm really kind of bummed about it. But about him not being here for this talk in particular. But
Graham is our resident oracle and theologian on all things Marvel. We'll start talking about something. He'll say, "This is my theory on this," and like 2 minutes later, Daniel RPK or some like leaker will tweet the exact same thing. I'm like, Graham just said this.
It's happened 4 times, like 3 or 4
last
times.
week.
It is genuinely insane. Like
They
I
might have his
cover,
apartment bugged, honestly.
Dude, like,
There's a good
I
chance.
legit cover comics for a living, and I will hear something from Graham, and I'll be like, "There's no fucking way. There's no shot. They never in a million years do that." And then he doesn't even text it in the group chat. But the moment that it happens, I feel like he's sitting there somewhere smugly, like with his hands together, like they laughed. They
call me a madman. Yeah.
But
no,
yeah,
he really
called
has
it
been
every
he's
time,
been
man.
calling it.
I think
accurately.
it's been long enough.
crazy.
I think it's been long enough since the finale for Loki season 2 dropped that we can just kind of like go straight into it, dude. Fuck all that.
Yeah.
We're going straight to like spoilers. Like, look, and I'll start off by saying I am a notorious Loki season 1 hater. Right? I think
Yes.
it's pretty well known. I really like the finale, and I did not like the rest of season 1. I thought season 2 was a lot better. I thought it was better as a show. I think it looked phenomenal. I think the filmmaking was amazing. I think Benson and Moorhead fucking were in their bag. And then I think the finale for season 2 is top 5 best things that's come out of the MCU, hands down. Period. Like there's no discussing. Like out of movies, out of shows, out of special whatever. Like I think that the finale for Loki season 2 is above and beyond most anything we've seen from Marvel. And yeah, it was absolutely amazing.
Strong words.
Absolutely. I mean,
Sounds like
you know,
another
I've been
member of the sheeple.
Sounds like a shill. Who's paying you to say? Who's paying you to dick ride Loki?
Luis
He's in Daddy
Ramos.
Iger's pocket.
Luis
He's
Ramos.
Luis Ramos. Yeah. Call me back.
Bro said, they said Marvel is back. Let's go. Marvel's back.
No, but I wanted to go first because I was like notoriously kind of anti-season. I was just like, it's not that great. Like, I feel like the finale of season 1 is what really is what people remember, and they're like, that was fucking amazing. I was like, yeah, the finale for season 1 I think was sick. I think it was amazing, but I thought it was insane. But I think I don't know. I just like season 2 a lot better.
I'll go second because to your point, what I think you noticed is what everybody else noticed, is that the main writers for season 2 actually were the writers for season 1 near the end. They were brought on near the end of the production, near the end of like pre-production to help Michael Waldron finish and close out that first season.
That explains so much.
You saw their influence early in that first season, and after the response to and obviously, like, aside from acting wise, you have all the stuff with like Jonathan Majors in life, right? But in show wise, you see why they why they got him to be Kang is because his ability to give you like varied layers with different characters, and you saw one version of that in He Who Remains in the finale of the first one, and you see how those two writers wrote the ending for that and why they got the job for number 2. But I'll say all that to say, regardless of season 1 and season 2, obviously they closed the loop so great. I would like, as much as I like Alan Silvestri, I would like Natalie Holt to score the next 4 Avengers movies. Like, just let her do it.
I'm open to it.
She was in her bag this season. She was in her bag. It was insane. It was insane.
Actually, yeah. I have a note on that.
The score of that last episode was the best. Probably the best.
She was
piece of music.
That was exactly what I loved, but I want to say one of the small little subtle things that I loved about the score is those small little sharp horror movie-esque violin stabs. Every time something just randomly really weird happened, like the first time Loki started slipping, there's that little tiny just sharp violin and then do 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 with the keys and then just nothing else. I just feel like that was really good atmosphere building, and when it went along with the visuals, especially in that finale where he's grabbing all the branches and there's this swelling orchestral build, and then he gets to the throne, and it's the throne that he's not the one that he's always wanted, but the one that he has to take.
Yeah.
And it's the one that he doesn't want, which is just such a good loop to a character I thought they had completely written out.
See, this is
any use.
And this is something Graham and I had talked about. I had mentioned that I thought that ending was the perfect ending for Loki. I would be. I need them to not ever. I don't give a fuck about Secret Wars. Do not bring him back. Yeah. I think it's so
do a variant,
beautiful.
Whatever.
I think it's so beautiful and so poetic and so powerful that we went full circle on Loki as a character. His arc was probably the best thing in the MCU, and I just think it's so much more powerful if that's like the last image we see of Loki, is him holding all the timelines together, sitting on his throne, kind of as a
benevolent
god, being the hero he always wanted to be, but
I hate
but
to
like
break
kinda,
it to you.
But at the same time, like a reluctant god.
Oh no! Is he coming back?
I'm saying.
Is he coming back?
I hate to burst your bubble. I agree with you, but I know the world of not only we know movie making world and we know comics, and nothing is ever left alone.
I know.
So even if they use him for 5 minutes, it will be the Secret Wars. We're outside of time. Why is Loki holding all of time together?
I know.
This is my job now, et cetera, you know. And they may be like, and then they may leave him.
And just poke him and shit.
Yeah, they may they may leave him and move on. He may still be doing that, but we'll get a scene with Tom Hiddleston still doing that. For sure. Like, you can book that. That's 100% gonna happen.
I mean, Tom himself came out and said he's like, I don't think we're done with Loki.
He said, I got one more.
He's too popular a character.
I feel like
for them to leave him there.
Well, this is the power Tom Hiddleston holds in Marvel. He got his wife a role in the MCU.
He got it because she was talented.
She cooked.
I thought she was great.
Wait, is his wife Sylvie?
No, it's
It's Darban.
His wife is Darban from the Marvels.
She cooked, bro.
The girl with the grill.
She's from Houston.
She had her original accent too. They were like, "You ain't got to switch it up. You can just be British as a villain. We don't care."
No fucking shot. That's his wife.
That's his.
Yeah.
Well, that's his wife.
On Odin, that's his wife, bro.
My
boy likes it. He likes him some. He likes him some melanin. He likes him some melanin. What can we say?
Do that.
He does.
What
do you mean?
I know.
I'm real.
Hey,
see the vision.
Gross.
I'm not. It's facts.
Tom, if you're watching this, bro, you are invited to the old beans and breakfast grill. I'll tell you what. Whatever the fuck you guys do, the cookout, whatever the British equivalent of that is, you're invited.
I wanted to say this.
Guinness, bro.
And we can talk about like that's later on at the end of the show, but
right
with Dustin Cretton leaving Kang Dynasty.
Pain.
It looks like they're kind of like, you know what? They're gonna do something different. Obviously, it's a shame of the outside stuff that Jonathan Majors is in because of his ability to switch from He Who Remains to Victor Timely. It shows you like you said, we're at the point where we can talk about it. Victor Timely, him doing that version of the He Who Remains variant as complete as a coward who becomes brave shows you like there's a like Majors has acting chops.
Well,
And
Gerardo was watching the episode and he literally texts me and he says, "God damn it, dude!" He said, "Jonathan is so fucking good, bro." And it's just like,
it frustrates me to no fucking end. I was literally telling him, I said, I keep restarting his scene.
Yes,
because he plays it so fucking well.
That the last two episodes where Loki's explaining to him, he's like, "I gotta go down, I gotta do this, put the like all of that is just like he's hitting his marks so well that you're like
perfect.
Keep your hands to yourself, man. Like
I hated his Victor Timely. I thought his choices were bold, and there were choices for sure, and it really helped differentiate.
It's overacting. It's
it definitely helped.
It's definitely showing scenery.
Yeah, it helped
differentiate between
exactly.
Victor, and speaking of the difference between the both of them, touching on Luis's most hated film, Ant-Man, Quantumania. The post-credit scene was the best part of that whole movie because we got to see Immortus, we got to see Ramatut, we got to see Silver Centurion, and we got Scarlet Centurion, my bad. And like it was just for like 10 seconds of him just talking. I was like, this is what we need. We need to see all the variants and see how Jonathan pours different,
Kang should have fucking won. That's what pissed me off about that movie. Ant-Man is a bitch.
I gotta say this about the Victor Timely thing. So I was in the middle of editing a video on Invincible, and I forgot that Loki had a finale. So I was like trying to like catch up so that I could get to that. So I just kind of had it on in the background. I was like going back and forth between monitors. And when they went back in time, I knew Victor Timely was in the show. I knew he was played by Jonathan Majors, all the Nutty Professor style where one person is every guy.
Yeah.
I knew that. And so I was like, okay, yeah, cool. Jonathan Majors doing whatever. And while I'm in the middle of editing, I'm hearing the dude speak, and it sounds like him. And I turn to the screen, and it looks like him, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? This is an entirely different guy. I don't know who this is, but this is not the nigga from Creed. This is not the nigga that folded Ant-Man, and this is not the nigga who sits at the end of the time. Who is this? This is an entirely different dude. It was good, and I feel like I agree with Luis. It was very much so like really over the top. I found his little like that little stutter where he did was like a really breathy, like just solely through the front person, his lips like this. That pissed me off a little bit, and I wanted to beat him up for his lunch money. But aside from that, I was like, you know what? As annoying as that is not a trait that the other variants have.
But this is how
distinct.
But this is a testament to how
to bring emphasis to it.
It's a testament to how good a performer he is, because I was just like, I'm not fucking. I was like, this is stupid. I was like, I don't like it. It doesn't fit the tone of the show really. And then we got to the finale, and we saw He Who Remains again. And I was like,
and it clicked. It clicked, right?
Fuck, man.
He's
got the juice. He's got the juice, bro.
It was annoying on purpose in order to just show like the huge difference in him and He Who Remains.
Between who he is and who he becomes. Exactly.
Because that switch
started from the bottom.
Now we hear the final episode, or the fifth and then the sixth episode. The switch from Victor Timely to back, where he's like, "Oh, how many times have we done this?" Like that whole switch makes you real like this dude acting.
Yeah.
Like he's out here.
You're like, damn.
Him just laughing at Loki.
Exactly.
Boom, rewatch that.
You're like, damn, this motherfucker did really go to Yale School of Drama.
Like,
that's crazy.
Freezing Sylvie. All right, let's get rid of her so we can have a chat. Like all of
that. Crazy.
That was crazy.
When he did this, and he's like, "How many times do you think we've done this?" I said, "Oh no, reverse."
And that
you've activated his trap card.
So how like percentage wise, how sad is it that they're moving on from King? They're just going to completely course correct and try to.
It looks like 75.
We're at 75. Yup.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. When I saw the director change, when I saw the director drop, I was like, "That's got to be bad news. That's got to be massive bad news."
With Destin Daniel Cretton leaving, with his agency dropping him, that represents him, like like that drop, right? With his other movie that he was doing for 20th Century Studios that was
Oh,
removed
the
from the
Magazine
release
Dreams?
calendar.
Magazine Dreams.
Yeah. So
They got removed from
those
that?
three. It's off the
His
calendar.
army
It's off the calendar.
commercials getting taken off the TV.
Yeah, and if the army
So-
can drop you, that's really some
Bingo.
shit, bro.
And they
No
love
one-
beating their wives, which is what's
And it's
crazy
true.
about it, you know?
Crimes is like half of what they do.
And so,
exactly.
so the crazy, like, it's
Bro.
unfortunate because, like, if you think, like, mentally, after I was looking at all this stuff, I immediately, like, put myself, whenever I would see this stuff, I, like, put myself in his mental state and to figure out, like,
Mhm.
why? Because I'm like, you think about in the 3-year span with Devotion, with Creed, with Quantumania, regardless if it was good or not, still made $500 million. With
Lovecraft.
Loki
Don't
season
forget
1 and
Lovecraft
2,
Country.
Don't forget Lovecraft. Bro was on
with
top
Lovecraft
of
Oh.
Lovecraft.
which put him on the map, but that was
Mhm.
earlier. But I'm like, you had
Mhm.
all of those
The
in
superstardom
a
from
2
this
to
year.
3 year span. Like, what is going on up here to allow you up here mentally? I'm pointing to my head for
Right,
the
right.
podcast. What is
For those of
going
you
on? What
listening.
is going on up in your head to get yourself to this point? Because it's at the point where now, unfortunately, even if the trial goes through and he's 100% free and clear, it won't be for another year or two. He'll start slowly
Yeah,
getting
because the
back
court
on
of
the scene.
public opinion has
The
already
court of
made up
public
their mind.
opinion
you know?
is the most important court if you're
Exactly.
going into Hollywood. It does not matter if you did it or not. Yes, it does in the grand scheme.
But that's kind of
in the
interesting
court of Hollywood,
All I'm
because-
it
saying
doesn't
is,
matter.
Ferris Bueller
Well, look-
fucking ran someone over.
Well, dude,
That,
look-
bro, that
look,
guy's still walking
Sean
around.
Penn is a notorious,
Yes.
spousal abuse
Yes.
person,
Roman
domestic violence.
Polanski.
So is fucking
Yes,
the guy who
exactly.
won he played Sirius Black.
Gary Oldman.
Oh,
Gary Oldman as well, and that motherfucker's got a career like nobody's business. So when you start getting into this conversation, I think it's
Mark
interesting
Wahlberg.
to Mark Wahlberg,
Mark
right?
Wahlberg
Exactly.
hates
Known
crimes, bro.
racist, notorious.
What?
Wahlberg.
But here's
Then
the thing.
there's
but I just-
also
what I'm trying to say
then
is
there's
that I just
also-
think it's
oh, go ahead.
interesting. It's interesting,
Yell.
when you bring up the history of people who have committed domestic violence and have been tried for it, have gone, and still
Chris
have
Brown.
successful careers in Hollywood. And I don't know. It's just, and I'm not saying he needs to be,
no,
Yeah.
given
it's
a shot. Like we believe the victims and always
W-E-I-T-E. It's all
Exactly.
white people who
I
can
know
survive
exactly
and move on.
exactly
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
And that's
Wait,
kind
wait,
of
wait.
frustrating about it,
Chris Brown, the
it does
exception.
suck. Yeah, exactly. I was about to say for every Chris Brown, bro, there's a Mel Gibson. It's two
Yeah.
sides of the coin.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
No.
like
For every Chris Brown, there's a Mel Gibson, a Mark Wahlberg, a Gary Oldman, a Sean Penn.
That's the thing.
Liam
That's the thing.
Neeson.
I figured out the Hollywood formula, right? So words like this, right?
Be white.
If you say
Simple.
a big slur, right? You make a big racist oopsie, right? That's a no-no. We don't like that. That
I was
gets you
dr- I
banned,
was in a
blacklisted.
heat of passion. I was drunk.
However,
Simple.
if you beat someone, like in Mark Wahlberg's case, where you have a 50-50 of you did a racism, but you also hurt a guy, they're like, we gotta let him slide.
It cancels out.
It's
Yeah,
like
Pem
it's
does.
PEMDAS.
Pem does.
Bro, it's not-
no.
It's bro, I'm telling you, bro. Think about it. It's the PR PEMDAS.
Yeah. Jonathan
Yeah.
should have called her a cracker while he did it, is what you're
Yeah,
saying. And then that way he could.
Then they would have championed him. Are you kidding me?
Yo,
Well,
Parades
look, I
in the
think,
streets.
regardless of like all the like logistical issues aside, right? I just think
Yeah.
from a storytelling perspective,
legalistic issues.
I think
just-
that's so. That's going to be such an abrupt
Yes.
it's
turn
not. It's
to go
it's
from
not-
Kang.
Yeah.
You set him up and you send him up an ass man in the Quantumania or whatever, and then you have him in Loki, and he's this big menacing figure. Thankfully, he's only been in how many movies?
one,
One.
Movies?
Yeah.
One?
Two, technically.
but he's been in. Let's see. He's been in all of Loki season 2.
He was in a post-credit scene for something. What was he in the post-credit scene?
Ant-Man in the Quantumania.
Yeah.
That's it.
No. Something leading into Quantum. Really?
No.
That's it?
He hasn't.
That's
There's
it.
only been a Quantumania.
So depending what.
Oh, I'm
The only
seeing the
time we
TV
saw-
shows. That's why.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The only time we saw him pre movie was season 1.
Yeah.
When he was him
Which
who
is
remains
why
the finale.
Which is why I think they believe with some movement that they can get around it because he's only been in one movie.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
So
not
who's
That's the issue
three.
though. That's
So
the issue,
who
though.
do we
Like,
focus on then?
You can't do that when you've already dangled this massive carrot.
Yeah,
And for the people who read the comics and know how this is gonna, like, even if you're a casual and you don't read the comics, just from following the timeline alone of Marvel films, how they set big bats up, you can't just go from it's like
You can.
So-
You can bait and switch.
There's gotta be some like finesse to it,
You
You
gotta-
can't just cut. So you can't just put cold turkey. You can't just drop. You can't just drop him off and be like, all right, cool, fuck it, we got
There's
Doctor Doom.
There's got to be a line between complete and total whiplash and a slow drift.
Look,
Mhm.
it's not going to be.
There's got to be a fine line.
It's not going
I
to.
think it's definitely not going to go smoothly. But from the rumblings I've seen on like multiple comic book forums ever since like this whole ordeal happened,
Allegations.
the prevailing theory is that the main big bad is going to turn into it being Doctor Doom.
Yes.
Based on the whole Secret World storyline, and the way that they're going to do it is they're going to have the Council of Kangs or just one Kang there, and they're going to have him shoot a big laser and he kills them all, and they're like, oh, look, you thought this guy was bad, but look how even badder this is. That was in a shitty and sloppy way to introduce the greatest antagonist in Marvel? Yes, but it is pretty much the only route I could see them going with something that will please both comic book fans and kind of just be like,
well, that's
simple enough for general audiences to grasp.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Was that it was not going to be? It's not going to be well done, and it's not going to be done tactfully, or it's just going to be like, oh, you thought it was Kang? Well, it's not. It's actually Doctor Doom. He's been pulling the strings this whole time, and Kang was just a puppet. Whatever, he kills him, it's over. Let's move it along. And truthfully, I mean, that seems like that's the only way to go about it, right? The more you put Jonathan Majors, the more you dangle Kang and sprinkle him in here and there. It's just gonna, I mean, inevitably you're gonna get rid of him and you're gonna ignore him and you're gonna completely disregard him. So it's better to just pull the Band-Aid off now, call it a day, and move on.
Here's my thought on that before we do our we'll do our ranking or ratings for Marvel or for Loki. What you said about how they're going to do the transition, both you and AZ said it's going to be rough. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's going to be rough, but there's a way they can do this, make it as seamless as possible. Both if you combine both of y'all's ideas, have the whole Doom destroys all the Kangs, blah blah blah, but make it from a point of like Doom has been quietly doing stuff off the side. We haven't seen the Fantastic Four yet, so they can very well be like, "Oh, this is happening behind the scenes." The Fantastic Four are often wherever they're time displaced. Doom is often Latveria it up. Big L's. We don't take that. Then he's like, oh man, I'm like the most powerful motherfucker out here. Like I'm really that guy. And then he's introduced to this Kang. There's many versions of this guy. Well, who's gonna put a threat to me? Why don't I just take out all that threat right now and be in charge of all this? Then we get into the whole Secret Wars time in the battle world and all that. And that's the way. Kevin Feige, if you are watching this episode right now,
he said that's how we tie in to Marvel.
That's what you got to do.
When we introduce Grandmaster, what's that fucking planet where the Grandmaster's at?
Oh, Sakaar.
Oh, Battle War or Sakaar.
Yeah,
Battle War.
I was trying to introduce Sakaar Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think to what you I think the only way you do it, like you said, it's going to be a mix of this, because the alternative to throw it to the other side is if you look and see how DC mishandled Steppenwolf to Darkseid.
Oh God,
yes. Justice League. That's what you don't want. Where let's put Kang in a movie for 90% of the movie, and then kill him at the end and be like, oh, by the way, he was just
the big bad,
the general. This is actually the captain for the next. That's what you don't want.
No one's gonna like that.
So your only choice is to do it either in a scene quickly or off screen, have build up to be like, and he's gone. Why? Because this dude who's stepping on human skulls is worse. And then you got to keep it moving. You got to keep the audience
That's
moving.
what I'm saying.
Do not linger.
And it makes the most sense to do it now that Marvel is in the state that it is now, right? It's got the least amount of goodwill possible. People are turning it on it left and right. Variety's writing hit pieces. It's like, this is the low. The stock has never been lower than it is now. Might as well course correct and pivot now that people are expecting dog shit, that things aren't going how they want to, so that you can reset. And once the Fantastic Four come in, once the X-Men come in, Doctor Doom's actually the big bad, Secret Wars happen,
Exactly.
like you can start anew, start from a clean slate, and just kind of forget about this and leave it behind you.
And to add on to that, what I think is really going to benefit Marvel in the long run, even though they were whining and bitching about it through the months it was going on, I think the strike is probably one of the best things that's happened to Marvel. And that is because they have had
moving
time
forward
to realize how important every single piece of their creative team is and how important the quality of what they put out is.
Yeah.
Because when they don't have writers at the helm and they just crunch every single time, they've put out shit. Like shitty shit. Shit that is only liked by the people who made it, and that's because their checks are signed by that company. So that's not it. That's a conflict of interest immediately. With the writers and different actors and just the whole of Hollywood at basically having Marvel basically under their boot at this point, to where what they say goes, as opposed to vice versa, to where they have more creative control. Even the directors and that are also writers that were involved in getting trounced on by the studios might even get a little bit more room.
AZ, Sean Levy's directing Deadpool 3. They're not going to quit releasing shit anytime soon. That's going to be dog shit as well.
My point, that was pre-strike. I'm talking about post, baby. Post. we don't look. This is like a Jamaican restaurant, bro. You talking about Deadpool 3? We know opt-outs. We know opt-outs.
We don't have that.
We know opt-outs. I talk about the future. Big team, man. Big team, man.
Big team,
Big
man.
team. That's all I'm saying. Big things are ahead because of this strike.
I hope so. Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed.
Fingers fucking crossed.
Ratings. You gonna do ratings, Matt?
Man, this is what we got. 9.5 out of 10.
Are you rating Loki as
a whole or just
if we're going as a whole? Season 1 gonna tank that draft stock if we do season 1. But
is that what we're doing? All of it as a whole?
Just season 2.
I'm doing it as a whole because
we do it as a whole.
Continuous.
All right, y'all go first then, because I was just doing season 2. Let me compute
Loki as a whole. I'll do 7.5.
Out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10. It's fucking fun.
That's crazy.
Y'all might not like the first season as much, but I get to see Owen Wilson, and I love him. That's my boy.
Lightning McQueen, bro. Morbius McQueen. Mobius McQueen.
It's a fun show.
I'm right there with you. I'm at like 8.5 probably, because for whatever story woes there are in the first season, at least the first half, the performances of Tom and Owen Wilson and Sophie Turner make up for that. And then adding
Martino. Yeah, you said Sophie Turner. I was like, when has Sophie Turner been in this? She's been in here this whole time. You're talking about Phoenix. Yeah.
Don't listen. We're not talking about that. And then adding, then you got Wunmi Mosaka, who's B-15, and then all their performances are great. But then you add more, and then you add Ki-Hui Kwan in the second season.
Rafael Casal, the guy who played
Brad.
He was amazing.
More to do. All of the little performances kept getting better and better as the episodes went on from season 1 all the way to the end. So for me, that's what I will remember. Like freaking Owen Wilson's thing with his family at the end of the season was like, that hurt, but it was
was beautiful.
It was good to watch and see Owen Wilson do a serious thing, because he can. He's just like, he can profit off of being funny, and he's done that for years. But to see him kind of turn that edge was like Owen Wilson's an actor. He knows what he's doing. And to see that, it just made the whole loop just perfect to me. And then obviously the finale with Loki holding all the timelines, with it now being basically like Tree of Life type of thing from the trunk.
The multiversal tree. I loved that.
Into the roots, like the roots and the trunk and then the leaves. Like, it was just like, yo, like that was dope. That was really good.
Cooking with
so
grease.
8.5, yeah.
Nice.
Cook.
I'm
right
going.
I'm right there.
I'm gonna have to maintain my name with Sheeple, because man, good golly gosh, I gotta give this a solid 9, man. I really do.
Dang.
Because I'm a firm believer that nothing is perfect. I'm a firm believer, except for maybe like both Spider-Verse films. Because
Shut the
Revenge of
fuck!
the
Shut up!
But-
Shut up!
Right,
You
but-
fucking
but-
dick writer.
Sheeple.
The Iron
But-
Giant exists. That's a perfect
Iron
movie.
Giant as
You
well.
kidding me?
There's
Cinema.
several animated films, honestly. Full Metal
Sinbad.
Alchemist Brotherhood.
That
Just-
movie Voyagers with Sydney Sweeney
Hey,
and
yo, you need to chill.
That's-
With Ty Sheridan?
yeah.
Silence.
No,
Look.
not Ty Sheridan. The guy from
Please
Detective
stop
Pikachu.
mentioning dog shit.
The guy from
Please.
Detective Pikachu.
Who's from Dungeons and Dragons?
Silence about
Yeah.
your filth, boy. I'm talking
ahead,
about
yeah.
peak
That's-
fiction.
That's
Look.
perfect.
Look at
That's
this.
so bad.
Look,
I can't
all
remember
right,
his name.
Here's
bro.
here's why. It is
Justice
a
Smith.
9.
Justice
It's
Smith.
not
I
even.
just remembered.
It's so bad that the movie's not even called Voyagers.
It's
Yeah, it's
It's a-
Voyeurs.
The
That's why I
Voyeurs,
was
my
like,
bad.
Stupid.
Voyeurs
We're talking about a
is
different
Ty
movie.
Sheridan.
Sorry, I was distracted while watching the movie. I didn't remember the fucking title. My bad, bro.
It's the
I
first
wonder
thing in the movie.
why.
Look it up. That
It's
shit.
literally on the title when you select it.
That shit fucks. Thank me later.
Oh my
Go ahead,
This has the
god.
screen cropped to only 60.
All right, 9. Gerardo
Okay,
9. Az
okay,
9.
okay.
Me
I think
7.5. David 8.5.
I didn't explain why it was a 9.
Oh, go.
Yeah, you
Y'all just started
interrupted.
talking about voyeurism or whatever the fuck. you said.
Yeah.
Okay, look, Loki is a 9 because I don't believe that anything is perfect. I did feel a couple of flaws in the first season. I recognize that it is all build up. However, even just because something is just supposed to be the first part of something and setting up for bigger things doesn't mean that it shouldn't be able to stand on its own. And I felt like it did pretty good mapping out, pretty good world building, and it did a lot of fun stuff with time travel that I thought was neat. Other than that, pretty bog standard. But when you rope in season 2 and the fact that a Marvel movie had enough emotional depth to be shallower than a puddle I accidentally step in after a rainstorm, I was impressed. Tom Hiddleston acted his ass off. Every single person in there sold every fiber of that to where when anyone said TVA or He Who Remains or any of that typical comic book gobbledygook, it just passed through, and I didn't cringe. It felt purposeful.
That's a good point.
The world felt flavored, and it felt like it all wrapped up in a nice bow. I'm going to have to rehang that portrait later. It's still off the wall. That's fucking fantastic. But that's just how good it is. My pictures are falling. They're fainting over how good this show turned out. So I agree with you, photo that just ripped a hole in my fucking wall. 9 out of 10.
They're killing themselves because the dick writing's crazy, and they're like,
Hey, bro.
I can't handle this. I can't do this.
All I can
anymore.
say is, if I'm riding the Loki meat train, then woo woo all aboard. I'm there.
Hey, yo.
I'm there.
Yo.
I'm there. I said what I said.
Play. Don't pause. Play that shit.
You said pause. Nah. Play.
All right,
Run
your
that
turn,
back.
Matt. Your turn, Matt. Run it back. Yeah,
Xbox.
fast forward.
Xbox.
I'm gonna give it
record.
a solid. I'm gonna give it a solid. I'm looking at an 8. You know,
Yeah.
I want to give if we're talking just season 2 by itself, that's 9.7 out of 10
Mhm.
because I enjoyed season 2. I thoroughly enjoyed. If we're talking and if we're ranking like in terms of all the Marvel shows, that is probably the best part of any of the Marvel TV shows. You can tell that there was
hands
care.
down.
You can tell there was care put into this season. You can tell that people
And
came
no
in there
Skybeam.
Yes,
No Skybeam. It was beautiful.
and they
Oh,
came.
what?
No Skybeam or villain that randomly turns like cartoonishly evil for no reason.
Yes, they came in there.
Fantastic.
They came in there specifically for one purpose and one purpose only, to give us a quality fucking season. And like I need the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I need Hawkeye, I need WandaVision with asterisks next to WandaVision. I need all the other shows to pay attention. Secret Invasion, I need y'all to pay attention. I need y'all's crews to pay attention. Writers pay attention. This is how you make good TV, bro. This is how you make good TV in the Marvel universe. Season 2 saved the MCU shows right now. I'm gonna tell you that. But as far as
I don't know about all that.
That's pushing it.
When you have 4 bad shows and 1 good one, I don't know if that's saved.
Oh, I forgot
The
Moon Knight.
MCU
No,
shows. We'll see.
My fault,
You
Moon
know,
Knight.
you know what? You know what I gotta say to that, Matt? I actually just realized something. You know how all of the MCU shows have the name of the characters? Like I'm talking about the solely MCU ones, not the ones that came from Netflix, but like solely the Marvel Phase ones.
Yeah.
They all have the names of the characters. Loki is the only one that actually feels like it's about the title character.
Mm.
Am I wrong?
Ms.
Am I
Marvel is
wrong for that?
literally about Ms. Marvel.
Yeah,
Say it,
But
like,
she ends up taking a back seat to all of the crazy shit going on. It doesn't feel like it's
Hawkeye's literally about 2 Hawkeyes.
Moon Knight? Yeah, 2 of them. It's 2 of them.
But I didn't
Moon Knight,
Uh,
you see him as a little kid. Doesn't get much more about the character
But I
than that.
didn't feel as much
I
of
get what
a
you're saying. I
get what you're
character-focused
saying.
narrative.
WandaVision, I
It
think
felt
she's
more
in
like
every
the
episode.
yeah, exactly. It felt more like the world around it. What was what it was about. Like Miss Marvel was about her up until a certain point, but when it started getting more involved with all the djinn and all that other shit,
The
it felt
clandestine.
Daisy wants a one
yeah,
play
it
where they're
felt
just
like
in
it
one
just
room the whole time.
yeah, it felt just like it was going off trying to be a different thing that it wasn't. WandaVision was just live to the
We
viewers.
get it.
underneath
You
the
hate
fucking
women.
thing.
Boo. Shut up.
I
Boo.
do,
You hate
but
women.
we'll get to why I don't
Boo.
today. We'll get to why I've changed my mind today.
What does that
But
sound like?
Good
Sounds
No,
like
what is he?
misogyny.
Hey,
Oh man. Well, we can all agree. Overall, we can all agree that Loki was Loki season 2 was a pretty marvelous addition to the Marvel the MCU roster. Let's talk about something else that's really marvelous. Some characters that just they some marvels. If you get my drift. Man, that was not my best transition. We're gonna workshop that one. But we work the same way we're workshopping. The same way we're workshopping Monica's name is how we're gonna workshop that transition right there.
Nice.
I'm
how
back.
about-
I'm back.
Grade
How
first?
about-
You want to do grade first, real quick, all the way
For
around?
Miss
Ooh,
for
yeah,
the Marvels?
do
Yeah.
the ratings,
Just
grades
like your
first.
grade without explaining.
yeah.
Let's
How
do,
about we switch that transition like they switch powers in the hit film The Marvels, what you're talking about? Oh, it's fine today.
the weeks off allowed AZ to finally cook because the last time he did transition, that shit imploded and it was not good.
Yeah. If you didn't like that one, too bad. It's all downhill from here,
I'll
buddy.
give the Marvels a 7, and I'll be quick as to why. I thought it was really fun. I like the performances. I'm biased. Sorry.
Oh, shit.
I think Brie Larson is hot. I think Tiana Paris is hot. I think
Talk that
shit.
I think Iman Vellani is amazing. She carried the fuck out of that film. The
He's
MCU,
You misogynist in the chat. Let's go.
the MCU, call me John. No, the MCU would be wise in making Iman Vellani's Kamala the centerpiece moving forward. I think
100%.
beyond the Young Avengers, I think she should take a much larger role because she's amazing.
Yes.
She's phenomenal.
Yes.
She's got it. Whatever she's got it. She's amazing. She carried that movie. Obviously, it had a lot of script issues. It wasn't the best MCU movie I've ever seen, but it was definitely not the worst. My favorite part about it was that it completely disregarded Secret Invasion, and just
Thank
pretended
God.
like that didn't exist. And that was the greatest thing it could have done. It was fun.
Yes.
I liked it. 7 out of 10.
All right. Let's see, Gerardo. Then David.
It was a little higher. It was a little higher for me. I'd say like a good 7.5, 8. I didn't like it just because I was attracted to women. I'm not Luis.
That's right.
I thought
It's only one of me, baby. It's only one of me.
It was a fun movie. I don't know why people were complaining about it.
Because they hate women. What do you mean?
Yeah,
why were they
I
complaining
know why,
about it?
but I don't think there's a
It's
real
called
reason.
misogyny, Gerardo. That's why they hated the movie.
I mean, the
I'm
script
so
is
far
weak.
removed, I don't know.
The villain's not great.
It's a little disjointed, but it's fun. It's a fun fucking
It's
movie.
very fun.
It is
People are
fun. It is fun.
Nerd bitches who always complain about shit. Fucking touch a woman, please.
Yeah, fucking
For the love of God, touch a woman, please.
nerd Star Wars theory. All y'all, if you want to know our feelings on that, see the last episode. We're not getting back to that.
7.58. You thought it was fun. You enjoyed it.
All
It's
right,
banger.
there we go. David, what you think?
I'm going to say 8. I think it is essentially the first Guardians movie with better action choreography.
I see it.
Okay.
That's what it is to me. The villains are exactly the same. Granted, it's the same like family
same
line,
people,
but
yeah.
it is the same thing as like, yeah, we have Rowan, yeah, we have Dar-Ben, right? They're no name or they're one-offs, and we know that. But at least Dar-Ben's motivation was the restoration of our planet, so I could follow it a little better than Ronan just going, I want power all day long. Now, the leads, like the same thing like Guardians, it's all of that interaction with each other. Like, that's why, to me, I'm watching this and I'm like, did y'all watch a different movie than I'm watching right now? Because all of the interaction on the ship, all of the back and forth with Captain Marvel and Monica. The thing that came to my mind was this movie took Captain Marvel from being a blunt instrument and kind of made her like a precision like tool. Because the whole thing, she was the home run, like she was the cleanup hitter in the Avengers in phase
Jordan Alvarez.
3. Listen, we need help. Somebody come blow this ship up in the sky. Somebody help us, please. And that
Jordan Alvarez.
But in this movie, you see the consequences, and with the discussions with Rambeau, you see the consequences of her actions and how. And that's also why I like Dar-Ben being just literally a consequence of her going, what if I just rip all these wires out and blow it all up? We'll be fine. And it's like, no, you can't operate like that when you got a whole freaking reality or galaxy to protect.
Right.
And so that being a consequence of her action made me go, I like that. All the stuff with Kamala, amazing. All the stuff with Teyana Paris, amazing. Seeing her as Photon, amazing. We'll get to the post-credit scene.
Not too much on my girl, bro. Not too much on my girl, bro.
And that's why I said Guardians was better. The fight sequences, the choreography and the fight sequences and the jumping and all that. That's why I'm like, it feels like what Guardians 3 did with the Guardians is that when they're finally like
the last battle,
all cylinders, when they're fighting in the ship, that's what we got that twice with them, especially fighting Dar-Ben at the end, and I was like, this is what, like, I was like, in my mind, legitimately, I was like, did you watch a different movie? Because I'm having a blast. All of the friggin' the fish planet where you have to sing everything.
That was amazing.
Guardian.
That was amazing.
Like, going to different planets and seeing this weird, like, this movie was like, what if we did Guardians 1 with just a little bit better fighting? And that's
but I also
all women.
I think that's the problem with the multiverse saga, though, and the kind of like the cosmic side of the MCU is that if you don't, not everyone is James Gunn, and James Gunn just has a feel and a knack for these characters and for this world, and I think he's a phenomenal writer. I think he's a phenomenal filmmaker. It's like that's the blueprint from which to work on. But if you're not James Gunn, you don't have James Gunn. And you're just like, well, just make it kind of James Gunn-y, you know. Then I feel like that's where I feel like that's where this movie misses. I feel like it wasn't as funny as it thought it was. Because it was like, this is cosmic, this is space, it's Captain Marvel, let's do a Guardians kind of thing and try to make it that same tone. And I think that kind of, they shot themselves in the foot in that sense. But, But
I do think it's better than Captain Marvel, the first movie.
I agree.
Because I think Nia DaCosta
isn't in it.
Yeah, exactly. I think
Jan Rog with his yellow contacts, bro.
Like, obviously, we know, like, the script and all, like, we know about all that stuff, but Nia DaCosta was still able to put all these three women together and not feel like one outshines the other.
Yeah.
All three feel like they get great screen time and they complement each other. And a good director can do that, regardless of whatever script that she has. She can still make it feel like a family, and that's what she did. Yeah. So that's why I'm going to go 8 out of 10 for me.
All right.
I'm going to have to go... Oh, is Luis?
No, Luis Luis, what was your number again?
7.
He said 7.
7. Gerardo, what was your number again?
7.5.
I'm on my hater shit.
8, yeah.
AZ, what's your rating, bro?
I'm going to have to go 8.5. And before I go into why, I got to say, it is hilarious that David said that it reminds him of Guardians of the Galaxy. And that is solely because during the movie, right, I was taking notes.
He's just like me.
And literally one of my first notes when they all got on the ship, they're just in bullet points, so they're like mostly nonsensical. But it says "Girl Boss of the Galaxy."
Yeah, exactly.
And at first, when I was rereading that, I was like, "What did I mean by that?" And then he said it, and I was like, "Oh my fucking god, that's why."
Goddamn.
And also, I looked.
Goddamn woke mob.
I
Just
looked.
like
I
me
looked.
for real.
Damn, dude. Okay, yeah, yours are way longer than mine. Yours are probably like full coherent sentences.
Bro, you
But-
see the vision. You see the vision.
But I looked
like
it up.
Wanda?
So the fight coordinator for this is actually the fight coordinator for a lot of Marvel movies that have some of the best fight scenes. James Young.
Yes.
Oh,
Interestingly
really?
enough,
Okay.
he
do
did
the
the
ones
fight
for,
choreography
Winter
for
Soldier, right?
for Winter Soldier and Shang-Chi.
Yep.
He's responsible for a good
That
chunk
makes
of kung
sense.
fu.
That makes sense.
So that makes sense. That makes sense as to why the action is, even the way it's shot. I gotta
Yeah.
say, my reason for an 8.5 is because some facets of this, particularly one glaring issue that bothered me a lot, was with the whole like what was her name? I never
Darben?
Darben.
Darben.
Yeah.
Oh, I was calling her Darman the whole fucking time. I didn't know what the fuck her name
All
was.
those notes, he didn't hear the fucking name once.
Bro, because they kept saying it.
He
And
said
it was like slightly muffled.
Mark.
I don't know if it was like the sound mixing in the theater, but I kept hearing like different things, and the main one I kept hearing was Darman. So I was like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Kree soldier tries to invade Galaxy but learns a very important lesson. Like, I don't know what the fuck it was. I thought her name was literally Darman, and I was like, all right, fuck it, fine, why not?
That's a woman, bro.
But
Darwoman.
okay, women can be men. It's 2023. You charlatan.
Okay.
Touche, nigga.
You're gonna have Star Wars theory fans up in this bitch.
And they're gonna be getting frothing at the mouth.
Yeah,
it's okay.
It's gonna be like,
It's okay. I've got hand sanitizer. I know cleanliness frightens them. So, but in regards to the movie, her motivations made sense. I would be like, okay, so she's stealing the water to replenish the oceans. Cool. She stole an atmosphere, and I was like, I don't necessarily know how that would match up because different air densities, different planets. But fine, I'll accept it. The part that bothered the fuck out of me was when I found out how all those resources were gone, because they're like, oh, the Kree Civil War tore apart our planet, polluted our air, gave up all our seas, really Lorax once lived our shit. And I was like, okay.
That's what they put in the script.
Cool.
That's what they put in the script. Explain it in one sentence, quickly.
Literally, that was all they did. That's all they did.
Exactly. That was clunky delivery, which brought down my score. And then on top of that, I called bullshit.
It's almost like the writing was kind of bad.
Because when I'm just gonna keep calling her Darman. I don't give a fuck what her name is. When Darman proceeded to tell,
he has to change
Captain Marvel,
one letter in the fucking name is all he has to change, and he refuses to do it.
I refuse. The bit is funnier if I keep calling her Darman.
All right.
So
Darman.
So my problem is when Darman's explaining to Captain Marvel, like at face value, like, I'm going to steal your son.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I was like, this is a universe where Vikings travel in rainbow bridges. I will let that slide. But why I called bullshit is her reason for it. She's like, oh, you destroyed the Supreme Intelligence. And I thought, wait a minute, was the Supreme Intelligence controlling the sun? No, they have an actual star. The natural lifespan of a star is just
Shut up, nerd. Shut the fuck up, bro.
Start talking about red giants and shit. No, shut up.
Why is that Kara's fault?
Because when you're
she's mad, bro. That's why.
David's explaining it to you. AZ, David's explaining it to you.
This is how they explain it away in the script, right? They take logic out and they go off of emotions. So if you are a megalomaniac who's power hungry, who also has gotten corrupted, well, not corrupted, but now you have all this power from the two Bangles, you're not thinking logically and clearly. You're looking at the person who destroyed the system that kept everybody alive on the planet.
But you know who is? You know who is thinking logically and clearly? You know who is? And it is the whole time right beside this mad woman. Man Bun McGee. I don't even think he had a fucking name.
No, he didn't.
But the guy who looks like he brewed his own kombucha, he could have at any point said, "Hey, remember when we had like 25% of the galaxy and it was screwed apart by the Civil War?"
You're trying to overcomplicate a script, something that's not that. No, AZ, that's not the point. The point was they said this in the movie. She said, Captain Marvel said, "Oh, she's attacking planets that mean something to me. She stole the water from the musical planet because they had a close relationship to her.
Yep.
She's stealing the sun from Earth because that's where she's from. She stole the atmosphere from the planet the Skrulls are on because she knows she cares about the Skrulls and their plight. She said it herself. She's attacking planets that are important to me. And she said, "Oh, you destroyed the Supreme Intelligence, which is what. If you hadn't done that, my planet would not have gone into civil war. My people would not be suffering. Therefore, you're the bad guy, regardless of what your intentions were. So I'm going to make you pay by attacking all these planets that you hate." Is it? Yes. That's what I'm saying. My problem with this movie was the script. It's just kind of lazily written. It's just kind of like, whatever. But if you get too bogged up on that shit, dude, you're never going to enjoy anything. Any of these movies.
Thanos' plan was stupid too.
Thanos was a fucking idiot. But the thing but I didn't care about any facet of the plan up until the steal the sun bit, because that was the only thing where I was like, okay, that hurts my head.
But she didn't cause the planet to go into a drought either, though. And she stole water from another planet.
Yeah. But the other thing that I didn't necessarily like I knew they were going to build to it. And I knew they kept on saying the line over and over again, like, that's too much power. But the one thing I hate as a trope to defeat a villain is, I have all the power. Oh no, it's too much power. Now I've exploded.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's almost like Marvel.
I hate that.
It's almost like Marvel needs to let these filmmakers make an actual fucking movie and not just be like, hey, direct the human scenes. We have everything plotted out. Everything's already rendered in previs. We know how it'll end. Just like, but that's a problem that's an MCU problem as a whole.
That's why I brought Guardians earlier, was that they did that with Ronan near the end. Where it's just like
he literally blows up.
Then he disintegrates.
It's
just like moving. It's literally like what's the first hurdle in the 400-meter hurdle? They're just like, let's just get past this and then let's move on to they don't treat the first villain important, and I get that, but I'm willing to overlook that to see Photon. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Well, I'm trying to see Photon, all right. I'm trying to see Photon.
Matt,
Photon. You know,
what was your number again? 8 something.
I gave it an 8.
That's pretty good.
A solid 8.
It's pretty high.
That's where I'm at, man.
That's mostly because it exceeded my expectations. I thought it was gonna be dog shit because I hate Captain Marvel as a character, but this is impressive.
She is a space cop. Let's be real.
She's a bootlicker.
Most MCU characters are
cops.
Read Civil War 2 and then ask me again.
No, we don't bring up Civil War 2. We don't bring that up. We don't bring that up.
Beef with Miles,
we don't bring that up.
Racism as me.
Why did she want? Oh God!
You know what her beef with Miles was?
Listen, we don't.
Moving
on. We don't bring up Civil War 2. We move on.
Let's just move on, bro. We gonna be here all day.
Civil War 2's ass, bro.
Oh man, I think I'm right there with you. I'm right there with y'all. Number is also 8 because, I knew that people would be slandering this movie going into it. I know the reviews were going to be doo-doo because people are misogynistic, racist, homophobic, or whatever other bigotry you want to throw in there. And also the knowers who know, okay? The knowers who know. And the ones who know, we are on this channel right now. The knowers who be knowing on this channel. Tell them, Luis, tell them they don't know. They're not listening. What's the gram meme with the pack? We need that. I'm smoking on Hater Pack. I'm smoking on, what's that dude's name? Chris Gore on Twitter. He tweeted some like nasty ass review about he said Kamala Khan is so annoying and her Captain my Captain. I'm like, bro, that's the point. She's a fangirl. Like, pick up a comic, bro. Yeah. What's wrong with you?
She's a kid, like, bro.
Also, interact with someone under the age of 20, and you will understand that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
genuinely.
And and speaking of Kamala Khan, bro, she was honestly, I know they're all very central figures, all three of them, but Kamala's low key the heart of this movie to me because like
Oh yeah.
Her and her
And
family
the way that
were the best part of the movie.
the way they drove the
I'm
message
so
of family
happy to
home.
see more of them. Man, they were great.
Yes, I love the Khans.
They were
The Khan
delightful.
family.
Yeah.
Honestly, if we could get like another series of just the Khans, like Kamala could go off doing hero stuff and have like a little like a mini series of the mom, the dad, and the brother just tooling around at home
in the MCU.
Yes,
Too brown.
We need that.
Yo, when
he wants
what?
what?
Said it's too brown for the MCU.
Yo.
When
I mean,
it was solid, bro.
I mean, they're not that brown. If you want to get down, you know, if you want to get nitty gritty about it.
When Nick Fury told him to keep praying, I lost it. I was crying.
That was funny as shit,
That
bro.
took me out, bro.
I saw some criticism saying
we're seeing a lighter-hearted Nick Fury than we have seen
I
ever
don't know
before.
how I feel about
Like,
that. That was one of my notes.
That's
I'm so used to seeing. I laughed.
Yeah,
I did laugh.
I did.
I'm
Feel good.
I'm so used to seeing stoic, not untrusting, black suit FBI. He's the spy. He's.
I don't think that's
spy.
true. That's what I was going to mention. I saw some criticism saying, "Oh, Nick Fury's acting so different. This isn't Nick Fury." And I was like, "Y'all know who Samuel L. Jackson is? Have y'all seen every other MCU? The only projects in which he hasn't been like himself really is Winter Soldier and probably Secret Shitvasion. Other than that, he's always cracking jokes. He's cracking jokes. He's always cracking jokes. He's always goofy. You know,
there's more in this than there is in the past. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
he's
there's the tone of the movie. I think
even in Winter Soldier, he had little wisecracks here and there, but it was not to this level. And I think that's a good.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit. It's different, yeah, but it kind of refreshes. It kind of refreshes from Secret Invasion.
You also have
me.
to think about.
I didn't really like that.
You also have to think about the relationship he has with Captain Marvel, because he was like that in the Captain Marvel movie, and since they've been homies for so long, he has that relationship with her.
That's his girl. That's his homie.
Immediately more friendly up front than he would with Bucky. Iron Man, he's more standoffish to them because it's like he's business only, because he's been like Captain Marvel. That's his girl from back in the day, so that makes sense.
That's why he's cool with Kamala Khan's family as well.
Exactly. Go ahead, Matt. Keep going though.
And speaking of Captain Marvel, it's good to see, like you said, we're not seeing Brie Carol just be like an instrument, being the home run, giving her some sort of personality, giving her some emotions more so, and diving into that. And then furthermore, the relationship between her and Monica, touching back on that, the lost time.
That was great.
That was spot on. That was perfect. And then one thing I liked about this movie was the fact that you did not have to see, they made it clear that you did not have to rewatch all of WandaVision or all of this other whatever just to get the story.
So well. I genuinely thought when I saw the first bit of recap or like just them explaining what has happened in the past TV things, I was like, oh my god, I don't know how they're gonna do this. But it was wild that when she said it was like that scene in Guardians 3 where Nebula explains to past Gamora what happened to future Gamora, and they just run through it all like that, and it just washes over you because you're seeing something so incredibly fantastically ridiculous on the screen, but it's delivered at face value, so you can just process it, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense. And when they put in the different clips of flashbacks, it didn't feel ham-fisted, like it was breaking the pace. It hit on the emotional beats. Especially, I'm usually against plot devices, but the use of those Kree torture device headsets that make you relive past memories, that was smart. That was really smart way to do that, to make it not feel like it was just crammed in there. Because at first I was like, okay, so your aunt went out to the store to get some milk and she didn't come back. Okay, big whoop-de-fucking-do. She's saving the universe, Monica. Stop crying about it. And then I remember, her mom died. She had no one, and she wasn't even there to see her mom die, which would fuck me up. So I was like, oh, shit. No, I entirely understand. Oh, yeah, never mind. Go off, Queen. Be sad. It's fine.
Go off, Queen.
And I also want to say, it on the flip side of like different characters' emotional beats. What this genuinely actually broke me a little bit. I was like, oh my god, like she's not even like a week old in this situation. When Kamala first figures out what it's like to actually be an Avenger, like she has her like training day moment when they're saving all the scrolls that they can at the college. And even in the back of my head during that scene, I was like, oh, there's no fucking way they save everyone.
I mean,
but they also won't have the balls to show people dying. Like, that's not a thing that will...
Could she not have saved them?
Yeah. Well, probably, yeah, but that would have spattered them all like fucking A-Train did to Robin.
Oh, yeah. Their skin would fly off.
Lord.
But I was just like, there's no fucking way they save all of them. And even if they don't, like, they're not gonna, like, show that. And even if the movie shows it, this is a Marvel movie. They don't have balls, right? They're not gonna show or acknowledge characters knowing that they didn't save everybody. They're not gonna do that.
And
they did. Like Kamala is over there trying to do her fucking damnedest because she's been a superhero for like what, at max during the length of this Marvel show, like a couple weeks, a month max, pushing it, right? And she's fought at best some fucking interdimensional genies, robbers, and incompetent damage control employees, right? So she's dealt with, like, you know, being able to save everybody, not that harsh, great power comes great responsibility deal that every hero has to learn. And she doesn't learn it by losing, like, a close relative or someone she loves. She gets it from total strangers, people who she doesn't even know, that will stick with her for the rest of her fucking days, knowing that even though she did everything she could, at the end of the day, she can't save everyone. And that was like a better version of when they showed Loki all of his past events and speed ran character development. That is something where I believe if they put Miss Marvel in something else and she's acting like a bona fide hero, I could offer it, believe it. Especially with the hands she threw in this film. I don't know,
but I think I get the point you're saying. I think, but again, I think that was a miscalculation on their part, because I feel like they were just like, oh look, Kamala sees that being a hero is not all it's cut out to be. All right, let's move on. And now they're training, and now everything's fun, and now everything's great, and they beat the bad guy. So really, what repercussions did that have? Nothing at all. But again, that's a problem with the script. Yeah. That's a problem with the story, which is what my main issue with the film is.
Could the movie use another 25 minutes? Yes. And that would fix 80% of the rest of the problems. Is like another 2 to 3 minutes for each thing to breathe and kind of linger a little bit. But exactly. I get the idea of them going like, listen, because it's body switching, the pace is going to be frenetic. I get them going like, listen, we got to do A, B, C, D. Like, I get it. But again, it's like you can spend a little bit more time, because the audience is smart enough to understand some of these emotional beats that you probably don't think they are.
Are they?
I think the general audience.
Are they?
I think the general audience.
Are they?
But ultimately,
but I feel like it's also, I also would like to say, like,
he just left.
Like him who remains, more like who remained, bro, is gone. But bro, I really do not know. Like I watched the entirety of the Miss Marvel show.
Hold on. Your audio keeps cutting out, in and out, like bad.
Is it still cutting out?
You may have to drop and come back in
right now.
Right now.
All right, let me try real quick.
We can't even see you on the camera.
Yeah. In the meantime, the Marvels only had one flaw, and it was that fuck ass singing planet.
That was great. I loved it. I loved it.
No, get the fuck out of here.
You hate musicals. That's why you don't like. I thought it was awesome. It was great.
Goddamn right.
In fact, we didn't get enough of it.
Meant to be what? Hurry! I want to watch that shit.
Low-key,
close your eyes. Next time you watch it, just do this.
So
no, because that's still no. I'm supposed to be watching motherfuckers fight, and I gotta watch them fucking.
But realistically, I thought it was going to, like, when they arrived and I saw how it was going to go. Mm-hmm. It was like a perfect length of that. It wasn't too much to the point where you're like,
not enough.
Oh god,
not
now,
enough.
I know you probably wanted more. And if they were to
not enough music,
if they were to do like an entire musical number like Ms. Marvel, it would have been amazing. But that's hence why you can tell why they added that planet, as to kind of have that little flair, I guess, in there.
No, They added in that planet just because they knew that fucking K-pop guy wanted to be in the movie. That's it.
Park.
That's the
Park,
only fucking reason.
how you say his name?
Why are you complaining? He was hot as fuck. He could sing. I don't see what the issue is, bro.
Because I don't want to watch. I don't want to fucking listen to that shit.
Boo! Shut up! Shut up, lame-o.
Shout out Yan. Shout out Prince Yan. My goat, Prince Yan.
My goat too.
Bro,
I know they would if they had done if they had put Wolverine in the post credit scene, they would have had Hugh Jackman in there.
I gotta say this. I don't know if I missed where we were talking.
We're talking about the Singing Planet and how much it was awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Two things about the Singing Planet. For one, I'm very glad that I was the only person in my theater because I damn near bit my lip and made a grr sound when the prince came on screen. That is a beautiful man.
Buddy.
That was an upsettingly beautiful man.
See, Gerardo? That's the point. That's the point.
You get people like that. That's it.
Like I was looking at the screen.
I started barking.
Bro, I did. You know the
dress?
best
You see the
where
dress that Brie Larson had on too?
Bro.
Where shit the fucking Disney sparkles? I was like, what are your powers? What can't you do? I need clear rules here because wait, no.
They know what they were doing.
Her powers are making me bust. That's what her powers are.
Bro.
No, why?
Bro,
okay.
Bro,
someone mute him.
Bro, I gotta say this.
Yeah, last thing so we can move on from the Marvel.
So the planet they well actually I had two things that I wanted to say. One relating to
You
the
said
planet.
one about the prince already.
Okay, but one relates to the planet.
You
and
already lost one thing. You got
you got one more. Pick and choose, motherfucker. Right. Pick wisely, motherfucker. You got one left.
All right. The planet that they went to was called Aladdin.
Yeah, it was.
And it's a musical planet.
Okay, and
it is literally a Disney joke. And when I figured it out, when I pieced it together, I just put my hands in my face and I was like, "You sons of bitches."
Synchronicity, baby. Let's go.
That's called a what's it called?
Yeah.
That's called a
brand management.
Brand synergy.
Yes.
Synergy.
Oh yeah, but it was just but the cat's my worst fear now.
No, hold up. I'm trying to see something. Let me.
No. Bro, when all those people were running, I was like, this is as hilarious as it is.
I said, hold up. Let me get one of them cats real quick. Let me see something real quick. All right.
Next move on before we get an animal rights violation.
Yeah, HSPCA or whatever.
Peter already investigating this episode. We didn't even put it out yet. I will say one more thing, bro. I will say one more thing, and this gives me hope beyond hope because I've been saying I can relaunch my agenda, bro. Shamir Anderson is not Blue Marvel. Praise God. He was the dude. He was the scientist. Oh, I'm so lit, bro. My agenda is back, baby. Black than Marvel back in the cup.
Really?
I was waiting for this, bro. That's why I've been pushing. That's why I kept pushing. It was him, Mr. Nobody from John Wick, bro. I kept pushing.
Which one was Shamir Anderson?
The scientist.
The beard and the
black dude.
Wait.
That was him?
Yes.
Yes,
that was him.
No, Matt, that was not Shamir Anderson.
That was not him?
Wasn't it?
No way.
Swear.
That
was not him?
No way.
No, my
that's
agenda.
A big motherfucker.
No, my agenda, bro. I'm sick.
That's pretty racist because there's no way he doesn't even look.
Very racist.
Bro,
it was a big beard and a lot of hair. I couldn't see his face.
That's what I couldn't tell if it was him or not.
Who played Beast?
You're not beating the allegations,
Matt,
man.
I'm sorry.
A fucking computer played Beast.
No, but
CGI.
No, it was Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer.
And I wanted to get to that. That was my one note. Is that so?
Go for it.
Obviously, if you haven't watched a movie, stop this part and then come back after you watch a movie. So, with Photon getting pulled into a different reality, right? In this reality, Photon Spectrum. She's got 17 names. It don't matter. Teyana
Same
Paris,
shit. My wife.
Teyana Paris.
Captain Marvel.
She's in a different reality, right? So it looks like the X-Men have been around and lived consistently, like in this other reality. Because you have Beast, you have Kelsey Grammer doing the mocap thing on the face. He looks great. He looks like a beast, like he's supposed to do.
I agree.
We're not talking about Nicholas Hoult. We move.
Oof.
We move.
Oof.
I don't even know who that is.
Rambo.
Who? Renfield,
Renfield, dude. Rambo
I know.
So she's binary essentially. Who
Yes,
is the
bro.
variant
She was binary.
of Captain Marvel, but she's the
From Earth
variant.
838.
No. I think she's the variant in 616. Like binary's in 616.
Yes.
So what that shows us is that it looks like the X-Men are in 616 and we're in 199999, whatever this is, right?
Whatever the fuck.
So
yeah.
Wait.
My only question is, inevitably, Secret Wars, wherever we are, like later on, when this stuff gets folded into each other, who is going where? Number one, are we going into 616 or 616 coming into this one? And then number two, and then number two, the people who get folded in, are they the same? Are they powerless normal people, or are they coming, or are some coming in with their powers? That's realistically, that's the main thing to think about. Like put it on your wall somewhere. They're like, this is going to happen.
Well, that's the only way they're going to be able to introduce the X-Men. You can't be like, oh, now they popped up out of nowhere.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, they did that with Kamala for sure, but it's going to have to be an element of, oh, look,
which is why
this reality from another timeline.
We are going to fold into 616 because we're going to end up in the place where the X-Men already exist, and there's already.
I think they're going to bleed into here. Into 9111 whatever.
What's also
1999.
What's also really intriguing too is God, I had a whole train of thought and it just got fucking.
Also, Kamala being the Nick Fury for the Young Avengers is like on.
Oh,
that's great.
No.
That's
hilarious.
I love that.
It's hilarious.
She said, "Can you join my team, please?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Yep."
I now remember what it was. So. A prevailing theory originally for how mutants were going to be introduced before all the multiversal stuff happened was during the events of Avengers Infinity War / Endgame, when people were brought back by the blip, when the snap was reversed. They said that something happened. Like, you know how stress is what awakens the mutant gene? Essentially, that would be the ultimate stress being reconstituted from absolute abyss, nothingness.
Right.
So that spreads some sort of effect throughout the bodies of different people around the world. Like even Kamala is registered as a human, although as a mutant. Technically, she wouldn't be a mutant because she's part Jinn, and that would be an extra.
Listen, we don't talk about that.
But I digress. We'll let it slide. Inhuman. You are not us.
Listen, nobody wants to adapt to humans. That's why Marvel said
xenophobic.
No one does.
Dog shit.
No one does. Also, Black Bolt's a bitch. But yeah, I'm just very intrigued to see how they handle the whole X-Men ordeal.
Because I'm thinking about
that's the biggest question moving forward.
I'm thinking about the Loki tree now, because it's like if she went into a different reality, that means she went outside of one branch and popped into another branch. So what causes the branches to either all melt together into one, or a bunch of them to get ripped apart and there's only one main one? Like whatever.
You know what's going to answer a lot? You know what's going to answer a lot of those questions?
Secret Wars.
Deadpool 3.
Deadpool 3. Yeah. We'll get to that.
Dude,
we'll get to that one.
We'll
get to that one for sure.
I'm thinking Deadpool 3 is going to be something like Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe.
But it's going to be, it's going to be a Fox Marvel Universe.
That's what Graham. So Graham's prevailing theory since like last year.
You mean even 100% accurate?
Anytime Graham speaks at this point, it's law. It's real. It's happening. Bing, bang, boom.
What did he say?
Graham said word for word. He said it's going to be Deadpool kills the Fox universe, and then they announced all the fucking cameos that were going to be in Deadpool 3, and I was like, Graham. What? Tell me the lottery numbers at this point.
That motherfucker be spitting, bro. He be spitting.
The moment they said Ben Affleck Daredevil, I was like, oh, he's killing them all.
Elektra.
Oh, they're fucking dead.
Remember how at the end of Deadpool 2,
wasn't that Jennifer Garner?
He was like, I'm good. Yeah, Jennifer Garner.
That day, you know, they're not going to be in the same fucking room shooting the same fucking scenes, bro. Ain't no way.
CGI.
Ben Affleck said absolutely not.
It's going to be like what's it called? It's going to be like Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
How they shot their scenes at different times. But
the moment
John
whenever the end of Deadpool 2, when he said, "I'm gonna go clean up the timelines and stuff," and Grandma and I had talked about it when we
When
watched
he shot
Deadpool
Ryan Reynolds in the
years
head.
years
The Green
ago.
Lantern.
He said this shit is gonna come back and play a part in the future. I was like, bro, see, Grandma's already ahead of the game, bro.
With him
I should have
going
been investing in stock
with him
on
going
Marvel.
through the different Fox properties, like the different Fox. Marvel.
Let's not go on a Deadpool tangent. I'm saying that right now because we're gonna be here all fucking day, and we're just gonna start rambling. So let's just leave it at that. We'll talk about Deadpool at a later date because it's all there's so many theories and there's so many things that it could do this could happen, and
we gotta wait for May of next year.
Exactly. We will get to Deadpool here in a little bit. Speaking of May of next year, we got some information about a bunch of Marvel projects that got pushed back. I know this is at the bottom of our to-do list for today, but we're going to go ahead and get this out of the way. What was it? Falcon and Winter Soldier Captain America, and that movie's gone through 3 movie title changes. I don't even know what it is anymore. Brave New World, Captain America, and whatever the hell.
It's called Captain America, We Love Zionism.
Because
is what it's called.
Captain.
That's the working title.
Because one of the main characters is the Israeli hero, and the timing.
Hero.
I don't know, bro. You gotta change.
What's her power? Killing Palestinian children?
Hey yo, you spitting? Nah. Stand on business, bro. Hell yeah.
Ten toes.
That is why Marvel.
Her power's throwing grenades and ambulances.
That's why Marvel editorial is like, let's not put this joint out right now. Matter of fact, can we just remove this? Can we just rewrite this whole? That's what they're doing.
It said reshoot.
Are they rewriting the whole thing?
A lot of it's being rewritten to because you obviously have Red Hulk and all that stuff. Like they're leaning in that direction with Ross and all that, and obviously because it's Harrison Ford, he's not going to be in the same room.
Harrison Ford's pissed. That motherfucker's pissed, bro.
He's not coming back.
Perfect person to be an angry dad.
They're gonna kill him. They're gonna kill him.
You know what I'm saying? But basically, all of that, all of the. There's only one Marvel movie next year, Deadpool 3. And then there are 3 next in 2025. 3 or 4 in 2025. One of those will get moved.
Damn.
One or two of those will get moved. But you're going to get your Deadpool in May. Then a year after, you're going to get a March Marvel movie. You're going to get a June Marvel movie. And then maybe.
Like in November?
Maybe. But the November ones are only Black Panther.
November.
As if I can remember, it's only been Black Panther that's been in November. Was Shang-Chi in November?
And the Marvels just now.
Shang-Chi was September, I believe.
September. Okay. So it may be...
The Marvels came out just now.
Yeah, and then the Marvels. So we'll
November
see.
10th.
Like last week.
We'll see. If it was up to me, make that November 1 or October 1 Shang-Chi 2. Like, make that one your fall one.
That'd be a good end of your slate. Yeah. Get ready for the next year. Absolutely. That's not a bad idea. And of course, we got the shows peppered in between there. We'll discuss all that. Once we get some more information, we'll discuss all that on a future episode. But just know, next year, baby, 2024, we talking about Deadpool 3. We in there. Speaking of future movies, we did mention the Fantastic Four here and there. We got some massive.
Let Luis say the news.
Massive news. Luis, tell the good people of the Cinestro Corps fandom. Tell them what we got going on.
It's gonna be so sad if this
stop.
He's too close to the mic.
Tell him, bro.
Pedro motherfucking Pascal is Reed Richards, baby. Let's fucking go, bitch. Let's go. Bean monkeys for the win, baby. Let's go. We in this bitch. We taking over Hollywood. Call it Tortilla Central, baby. Let's fucking go, bro. New Mexico, baby. Let's go. I know he's Chilean. Relax. I know he's Chilean. Chill, but let's fucking go, bro.
Listen, you know Bob
Iger's Mexican if he wants to be.
Like, let's be.
That's true.
I know. Yeah. Bob Iger's gonna be like. Bob Iger's gonna be like, "You're not Diego Luna." What is
bro, I guarantee you,
Bob Iger's gonna walk in the first day when they're announced, like they're shaking cast hands, like "Welcome to Marvel." Welcome to teams, like, "Oh shit, y'all got the wrong one." But oh my god, Bob.
Bro, I'm hyped.
He's like shaking the hands of like all the members of the cast, and he gets to Pedro and he like hands him a mop. He's like stands over there.
Oh,
that'd be so
funny.
entire mood.
You're not beating the allegations.
We're not beating
jokes, man.
You're not beating the allegations.
I could say that, AZ, bro. Come on,
just so the audience knows, Disney has, and I said it to the guys, Disney has an earnings call in February, which is where they have to say to the investors, this is what we're doing for the next 2 years. So obviously all of this casting and stuff is it's tentative. But we will have because after we haven't had D23 because of the strikes and everything. So next year,
I didn't
because that's where they do their whole. Here's what we're doing for 2 years. And with everything up in the air and flux because of Kang and Jonathan Majors and everything, we're gonna get a clearer picture of what the next 2 years looks like, probably after that investor call, because they got to say to people, hey, here's the upcoming projects that we have for the next 2 fiscal years. We have these on the calendar. We have these on the calendar, starring these popular actors and actresses. So, like Louis said, as of right now, it's they're landing the plane for Pedro. It's it's not. It hasn't happened, but he's hitting the runway. It's going to happen. Now it's just a matter of scheduling, which obviously he's going to figure.
Inshallah,
that man is probably going to be the busiest man in Hollywood next year.
Oh yeah, because he's got the Mandalorian and the Last of Us.
Bro,
he's gonna die, but still,
he's got Last of Us in January. Then right after that, he has
the Last of Us. Last of Us is 1 week of work.
Yeah,
Mandalorian is 2 days in a booth. That motherfucker, he's got the rest of the year. He'll be okay.
They're gonna be like, all right.
He's got Fantastic Four, which
the Gladiator 2.
Which he's probably going to do right after
Last
of Us, because they've already started.
Zach Kreger's movie Weapons.
So he probably won't.
There's a Gladiator 2
with Ridley Scott directing.
Bro,
we'll get to that later.
Ridley Scott's directing. Denzel Washington, Paul Mescal.
Yeah, the cast is the same. You'll have to look that
Pedro
up.
Pascal.
But
Kate Blanchett.
He probably won't start filming until the end of this year. Or at the end of next year, when they already have all the people and the pre-production and all that stuff. So he is the
what
person.
Is it? Yeah,
He's him.
Joe Pascal.
Now, what I want next is I want them
read him church.
I want them to keep Gabriel Luna as Ghost Rider from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes,
and just bring him over as Ghost Rider again.
Please.
And give him the
69
Camaro.
Norman Reedus.
Give him all of that. Don't do the bike Ghost.
What?
Don't do Danny.
As a representative of the Bean delegation, I sign off on this. Yes.
I will say, out of all of the casting suggestions that have been thrown, just out there, either as rumors or as legitimate toss-ups for Reed Richards, Pedro is genuinely the only one where I feel like I've seen enough of his filmography where I'm like, okay,
exactly,
1000%, without question.
No, bro,
I know
they kept because that dude, that motherfucker from fucking
what's his name?
What's that freaky ass movie? No, that freaky ass movie, 50 Shades of Grey.
Marriage Story.
Oh, Jamie Dornan.
Yeah, Jamie Peter Maxwell Dornan, bro.
Because he's a white man with a beard. Yeah. He's a white man with a beard.
Bro, then in that case, Dan Crenshaw can be Reed Richards, and Dan Crenshaw is a bitch, bro.
But I do feel like Pedro definitely has the.
He has the acting chops.
Reed Richards,
100%.
Definitely 1000%. What I will need to see before I cast aside not all but the majority of doubts for this movie is the rest of the cast, because depending on because an actor's performance can be incredible.
I got your answer.
If they are in an ensemble and they are not playing off against people who are either matching or they're able to bounce off of that it does not sell a movie.
Look, I know there's some people. I know there's some people who are.
Let me tell you real quick. Let me tell you real quick who your cast is. All right, Pedro's Reed. Lock it in right now. Here's what you got: Vanessa Kirby, Sue Storm. All right, Dacker Montgomery, Johnny Storm, Eben Moss.
Okay, good. I was about to say.
Eben Moss.
That one.
Eben Moss, Ben Grimm. Oh, it's Eben. My fault, Eben. Eben Moss, Ben
Grimm. All I
really
care about
Let me cook.
Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic.
Vanessa
and
Kirby.
I think if it is Vanessa Kirby, and what it seems like they're doing is seems like they're doing the Fantastic Four. Quite possibly already have children. for them to be like actors at this stage in their life. It makes sense to have that parental relationship, that it's not only just like Johnny and the Thing, but it's Franklin and Marie, right? Is the daughter's name? I don't remember.
Valeria.
There you go.
Valeria.
And obviously we know
Dr. Doom named him after his ex.
Is like nuts level important, but that comes later, right? But if
Franklin, I'm ready.
If they cast someone like Vanessa Kirby, who can play off of Pedro, and I said it before, I said it to you guys. Vanessa Kirby is incredible in Napoleon, and that's essentially
she's incredible in everything.
That's essentially what she does. What she can do is, if you see how she does in Napoleon, it would be the same thing for Fantastic Four. Is that yes, she is the lead, but she is playing the second fiddle to Reed, but she can hold the movie and she can hold all that on her own. So it won't just be here's Reed and here's Sue. It'll be Sue, she can handle her stuff. And when
what I read was that Sue is the lead.
Yeah, that's what I think.
That it's mostly from her perspective. It's from her point of view.
And I think Pedro,
I see the vision.
Like we've seen Pedro, he can play off of people in like so well. Like he is someone who can bounce off of Bill Burr in The Mandalorian. That whole scene, he can bounce off.
He's okay. He's okay with giving up the reins and riding shotgun.
He can take it right back in the scene and then give it right back to the other actor. And that's what you want as an actor.
And also,
you want someone to be able to bounce off of.
Yeah.
And work with.
And also we've seen that a lot of actors usually, like, if they're in certain roles, right? It's not one of those things that's inherently apparent. But like if you see someone who's in a movie with like primarily adults or older people, they'll play off them better than another. Exactly. Or like someone who's like more used to playing off against a child. We have seen Pedro Pascal in multiple roles act fatherly. One of them just by voice acting to an animatronic he doesn't even see. Which is incredible. So if they're going with the route of the pre-established Fantastic Four, which I really hope they are, because I am sick of Origins, with kids, seeing him play off of Franklin, a little boy who has godlike power and doesn't understand it, if they introduce that early, or Valeria, who is cold and distant, but also trying to learn how to master her intelligence, considering she's like 5 and somehow still the third smartest person.
She's basically the
entirety of Marvel.
Girl. She's essentially that.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's the best way to describe it.
Seeing him guide those two through life while also dealing with his own struggles of being distant from his wife, but also trying to be more of a family man, will also solve the problem of everything. Like if I had to be a betting man, I would say that they're going to base this off of Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four.
Yes.
At least as much of a watered down version, because with all of Hickman's writing, you can go with just solely Hickman pieces, and it all trails together in a nice even line.
Are we shitting on Madam Web?
No, not yet.
No,
we'll get to that.
Since we're going the Battle World route with Secret Wars, and they're going with more and more Hickman storylines, and Hickman's even heading the Ultimate Universe and getting more play.
They gotta do every Hickman story, because Hickman is like like the Michael Jordan
average moviegoer, though. And that's why you can only
true.
Oh, yeah.
You can only do nobody's pulling up concordances for House of 10 and Power.
Exactly.
Like, ain't nobody who's got 4 kids got time for that. So you have to you know what I'm saying? You have to know your audience. You have to know.
They're gonna have to read and
that's
learn
why.
anyway.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that not necessarily. I feel like water it down. I feel like when I said water it down, that was probably like
but we get what you're saying.
I mean, like a more condensed version. Like take the pieces of that could fit the beats of whatever trying to superhero movie, hopefully an improved content superhero movie, something that's not complete dog shit. But take those attributes and incorporate them into the new thing. Find what works, what translates well to a screen, and then let the people that can cook. That's
here's what's going to come down to, and we've said this for multiple weeks on this show, pre-strike, and I think like even pre-strike, like this is the Fantastic Four movie is going to make or break the future of the MCU.
That's why they waited so long.
The casting and the writing.
That's why they waited so long.
The casting and the writing. And then following that, the X-Men casting is what's going to shake up the MCU too.
Yeah.
Depending on who they get and how they do these movies.
Well, that's what everyone's waiting on, dude. Is X-Men.
We've already had, and we've already introduced Kelsey Grammer's Beast, or reintroduced for those of you who already know. Reintroduced Kelsey Grammer's Beast into this. So we're trying to figure out now, where are we coming from? Are we coming from those Bryan Singer X1, X2, X3? Are we pulling that? Are we pulling X-Men First Class timeline?
No.
Are we pulling that in there? Is that the same timeline? How is this all going into? You know what I mean? So.
Well, we'll see.
We're at a very critical point in the future of the MCU, and like I said, the future is hinging solely on the casting of this fantastic movie and the casting of X-Men and the writing of both films. Which is why, whenever we're seeing all these announcements of directors shuffling around and writers dropping from projects, I'm like, it kind of gives me hope, and also like kind of puts me in a worried state. I'm like, where are we going right now?
All I'm gonna say is that Hugh Jackman needs to get his Wolverine performances out of the way before these allegations come out, because he had to pay his wife $100 million for her to not be saying shit about what happened during their marriage. His ex-wife.
Listen, we got X-24. We got Laura coming down the pipe anyway, so we not worried. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go, baby.
What's next?
We got Taron Egerton's Wolverine.
Daphne Keane is she's old enough to play.
Yeah.
Laura
bring
in full force,
back,
bro.
Let her go to work. For sure.
So
another woman. Have y'all not had enough? Have y'all? God damn,
we just watched 3 of them. That's my quota. That's 3 more than my quota.
God damn, bro.
But I was just gonna say, in regards to the X-Men, the rumor, at least regarding Wolverine, is that they're gonna be gradually introducing more and more X-Men throughout the film,
Eastwood,
as much as they can. But as for Wolverine, they're saying that post Deadpool 3 feeding into like the whole Battle World storyline, it's going to be a completely different guy. But announced like after that, we're not going to see him in like whenever the X-Men crossover.
It's going to take
his old ass out of here.
Whoever
this is what's going to happen, bro. This is what's going to happen. They're going to be walking around. Someone's going to walk into a bar, and it's just going to be one burly man sitting there with a cigar, and he's smoking a cigar, and they're going to tap him on the shoulder, and be like,
they're going to do the first class thing where he's like, hey, bub, or whatever the fucking.
I really would like.
Go fuck yourself.
I really would like them to do like even if it's forced perspective. I really would like them to do the horrible little Goblin Man of Wolverine, like the short 5'4",
like he should be,
angry man.
We're not romanticizing
short kings.
Yes, we are.
Taron Egerton,
yes,
bro.
we are.
We absolutely fuck are.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not.
What's next?
Marvel isn't. Hollywood isn't. I hate to break it to you. We're gonna get a 6'5" Jacob Elordi Wolverine.
This is Wolverine.
Could you imagine?
Whoa!
This is Wolverine.
Who's
that?
What is that?
Who is that?
That's Wayne from Letterkenny.
Yeah, it is.
Yo, I see it.
Damn.
Is Letterkenny a band?
No, it's a show.
It's a
show. It's a comedy show.
I don't want this shit. I don't want joy in my life.
I almost forgot, guys. Speaking of comedy, you know what's the funny thing I saw this week?
Jeremy Allen White, bro. Jeremy Allen White. Let me cook. Let me cook.
My boy right there.
You know what,
bro?
You know what?
Facial hair is adaptable, bro. He can go to Turkey real quick.
It's adaptable.
Me and him, we're taking him out there with Shangoon, bro.
You said that like it was a Call of Duty attachment.
Yeah.
It is
adaptable.
He can get him out.
He's a Hollywood actor.
Yeah.
It is.
All right, good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Hey,
he gonna get the LeBron. He gonna get the LeBron treatment.
The Mayweather.
Speaking of what?
Speaking of but I was saying earlier. Speaking of comedies, guys, you know what's something real funny I saw this week that turned out to be a really long joke?
What?
Sony's actually making the Madam Web movie, and not only are they making it,
they dropped.
Not only are they making it,
bro.
They put a trailer out where niggas can see it out in the open.
Well, and to be fair,
in 4K in broad
non-black people can also see it. Az, please don't. Yes. I have witnessed it upon with my own eyes, as well.
People of all kinds. We got all kinds of niggas. Spanish niggas, big niggas.
You're gonna have to bleep this whole part, man.
Yeah, this whole thing's getting cut.
But man,
editing team about to be hard at work for 6 days straight.
That
I don't think we need to
trailer-
spend. I don't think we need to spend
No,
much
I
time
got two
on
things
Madam
about
Web trailer.
One,
Go
we
for it,
are
Dave.
we are reaping. I don't even want to say it's not the reward. We are paying for our sins of the first.
The consequences of our
No, we
actions.
are paying for our sins of that first Venom movie getting $850 million at the box office.
This is on y'all. I didn't watch that. I didn't watch that shit. I blame y'all. I blame y'all.
Because the first
Pirate Bay.
I was like, I think the first Venom movie
Pirate Bay.
is fine. The second one, not
Yeah.
no. The second one's whoa.
No.
But because the first one,
They're
We don't
both
speak about
terrible.
because the
that.
first
We
one
don't talk
got
about that.
800, and the second one still got like 6. Both those movies have made over $1 billion, and so because of that, we are seeing Sony go, oh, so y'all like Spider-Man adjacent.
So y'all like
movies,
dog
when in
shit.
reality,
Y'all like dog shit, yeah.
We got plenty of that.
Like, no, we just like Tom Hardy, right? And the second
We're
thing,
about to get
And
Morbius.
Venom. They
Venom
like
and
Venom.
We're about to get Morbius 2 announcement
don't
soon.
say that.
Just
and
watch.
And the second thing is,
No.
It's happening.
on the plus side, to play devil's advocate, I like the fact that Sony is going, we're taking the Spider-Man property and putting, like, all of their movies
Spum-C.
are doing, like, horror twists on it. Like Madam Web is
Garbage.
like Happy Death Day.
It's ass.
Like the whole Venom is a horror.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the concept of them, like, you know what? We're not going to do a normal, quote unquote, normal superhero movie. We're going to try something
Normal meaning
different.
good.
I'm like,
We're gonna make it worse.
cool. You're trying something different. The only problem is all of these characters rely on one specific character that we're how many
Yeah.
movies are we
Spider-Man.
in? It'll be Craven,
Oh.
both Venom, so that's 3.
Venom,
Madam Web,
Venom.
is 4. So we're 4 movies in. No,
Mhm.
Morbius.
oh God, 5
Morbius.
movies in. No
5
mention of
movies
Peter
in.
Parker.
We don't even count Morbius. Morbius should be shown whenever the government decides to like interrogate like enemies of the state. They need to show them Morbius on the loop.
So, yeah.
Don't even waterboard people. Don't fucking chop limbs. Show them that movie.
But
They'll
you
give
know
you the
what's gonna
information.
happen?
I would
This
snitch.
movie's gonna
I
get
would- I'm
people
snitch, I'm
in the
snitch.
theater because Sydney Sweeney's
Sydney
fans
Sweeney.
are-
That's the only reason why
are gonna
people are
go
watching that
hard.
movie.
Unfortunately.
Does Sydney have
Stupid,
fans?
bro.
Yes, she does.
Yes, Euphoria
I was about to say,
stands.
just talk to
Luis,
anybody
bro.
who watched
It's
Euphoria,
me.
and Luis is raising his
It's me.
hand right
and Luis.
Need I bring up the Voyeurs?
And the,
Oh my
Oh, God.
so, like,
My
she
God,
has
Me.
fans.
I'm a stand, bitch.
Oh, here we go. I got something. Here's the line for opening weekend, like money for Madam Web. I'm gonna say in total, so domestic and international, 90 million. Are you going?
No
over
fucking
or
way.
under?
No. Under than a motherfucker. I'm going
Nah, man.
20.
Nah.
You know what?
I'm going
I'm gonna be honest.
No, that's crazy.
I'm
I'm going
gonna-
50. 50.
I'm gonna go right in between.
Y'all
I'm
tripping.
gonna go
It's
for
gonna
a
make-
nice, crisp 75, 80 mil.
No, I think it's gonna.
Top.
It's fucking
Nah,
I think it's
crazy.
gonna be-
That's
Y'all tripping.
crazy.
Y'all not seen the vision, bro.
Most of this is going to be people being like, "Oh no, this is going to be
And they're
fucking
gonna hate
terrible.
watch
I
it.
gotta
That's
see
why I
this."
said, yeah.
It's going to be a car crash of
Yeah.
clowns that you
Yeah.
can't look away from.
But you're
Graphic,
forgetting
Bro.
it
but
has
hilarious.
it
Y'all
has
don't know,
women
bro.
in it. The
You
incels
don't
are gonna watch
understand,
it.
bro.
They're gonna give it. They're
Oh,
gonna give it
no.
the. I'm saying is
They're
they're
gonna
gonna
watch
give
it just for that.
They're gonna give it
They're gonna
the
watch it
Marvel's
just
for that.
treatment, is what I'm saying. They're gonna do the
Maybe.
same thing
Also-
where they're gonna be like, "Fuck this! It's too many women."
But here's
Look,
what they're
look,
gonna
look.
do. Here's what they're gonna do.
Ye
To
of
get
little
people
faith,
to
bro. That
go
movie's
watch
gonna
it.
make. I'm just
Exactly.
saying-
Exactly.
I'll just say,
They're
Here's
that
gonna
what they're
movie,
gonna do.
that
Watch the
movie,
second
that
trailer.
movie is just gonna make.
Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, go ahead.
Hold up.
I think the
Okay,
second
No,
trailer-
all I was saying.
The second trailer is going to have.
God damn, bro! What
Jesus
the?
Christ.
The second trailer.
Let David go.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Adam Scott's character, who apparently is playing
Ooh.
Ben Parker.
Ben
Yeah,
Parker,
the second
bro.
trailer is going to be, I have a nephew named, and then they're going to
Yeah,
and people are going to go like, wait, I know who they're talking, and then they're going to go see. The
I
movie.
saw a tweet. that said at the end of the movie they're gonna have Adam Scott say, "Madam Web, I'd like to introduce you to my
Yeah,
nephew,
that's
Peter."
what they're I'm telling you. That's what they're going to do. They won't.
And that's
say-
gonna be
they
the
won't say his
tease.
name. They'll just show you the kid like clinging to walls.
They are
or
grasping at
I'm
the
telling
ghost
you.
of straws with
I'm
that.
telling you.
Holy fucking
It's
shit.
gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Oh my god. Like, I know it's going to happen, but it's painful. Like, it's causing me a physical ailment.
Bro,
Oh my god.
they got Mike Epps in this movie. That's all you need to
Wait,
know.
is he
I'm not
really in
taking
the
this
movie?
movie
Are you joking?
serious.
Nah.
I am
Who's
not.
he playing?
This movie.
What a fall from grace.
What's it
He's
called?
playing Spider-Man.
Yo,
Day, Spider Day.
Spider-Man.
imagine he comes out of a portal and he's fucking Orlun.
Oh my gosh, could you
And
imagine?
he's like,
absolutely.
yo, Spider-Man.
No, he's
Get
gonna come
over
out.
here, man.
Oh,
I'm trying
one
to
more
get your
thing.
life essence.
One more thing
He's
about
gonna
that.
come-
One
he's
more
gonna
thing
come out
about
like,
that.
y'all ain't killed these Spider niggas yet, man. Come on, man.
One more thing about the Madam Web trailer. One, it's probably one of the worst trailers I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like a real movie.
The
Dakota
ADR
Johnson's-
The ADR on that trailer is bad.
It's atrocious.
so
Bad. The
strong.
over-explanation.
Atrocious.
It's like
They were shooting it like this. They were shooting like the camera was up in people's
It
face.
was bad.
I was like, what is this?
It's like the dub for Squid Game mixed with like a vlog. Like, it's so fucking abysmal.
Take account.
Like, it looks like an old school machinima fucking skit, like
It
Corridor
also-
Digital made.
Yeah.
Not Morbius. Craven had a similar part in the trailer where like they do this over explanation of like nonsense. Because like Craven was like
Yes.
the blood of whatever the spider that got into my DNA and yada yada yada. And this movie is like my mom was in the jungle and she was with this.
Oh, I
guy.
saw that shit.
And I was just
When
like,
he killed
what?
her, he killed my mom.
Yeah, what are we talking
Yeah,
about?
You know what's
they're like-
wild?
it was a whole sentence. They're like, "Who is this guy?" And he was like, He was with my mother in her last week before dying while she was studying spiders in the jungle. And it's like, what the
They said
fuck are you
they're
talking
trying to
about?
reference. They
Shut
do
up,
everything
bitch.
to reference
Shut up. What are you
spiders,
talking
but
about?
not say
That's what I'm
Spider Man.
saying.
That
That's what I'm
was
saying.
that was genuinely like the most, like, that's not even ham fisted. That is ham nuclear bombed. That is so fucking incredibly shoved in. Like the Craven one just washed over me. But when she said, "This is he's the guy that was last with my mom," and I was like, okay, I guess we're just gonna leave it there. And then she said, "Before she died," I was like, okay, well maybe she's done. It's like, while she was studying spiders. Okay, she's done now
In the jungle.
in the Amazon rainforest, the jungle. And I was like, oh, please, what else? What did she have for breakfast? How
Who's
did she
the
tie
bad
her
guy?
shoelaces? Was it the
Who's the
double
bad guy
bunny or was
supposed
it the
to be?
single knot?
The bad guy.
The bad guy's
Oh,
supposed to be
Ezekiel
Ezekiel
Sims.
Sims.
Ezekiel Sims.
It's supposed to be Ezekiel Sims, but
Which
bro
doesn't
looks
make
like
any sense.
He's a
because
spider
he's a
totem,
guy.
right? In the comics, he's a
Yeah,
spider
he
totem.
doesn't have he's not supposed to have a costume though. He doesn't
yeah.
have a
He looks
costume.
like
He
looks like
impersonates
he
a
went to
spider,
he
but
looks like
doesn't
he went
have
to
one.
he looks like he went to wherever Graham went to go buy that Revan mask and bought a Spider-Man
yeah.
2099 costume. That's a Spider-Man $2.99. Spider-Man $2.99. That costume looked like bullshit, bro. That's the worst costume I've seen in my entire life. And I've watched many. I was there during CW Smallville, and they had that bootleg Blue Beetle come out. That
Don't
looked
disrespect
like crap.
Smallville. Watch your mouth.
Fuck that show.
All right?
Fuck
That-
No,
that
that
costume
Blue Beetle was
was
kind of
blue, bro.
atrocious.
That's all we had. Don't you dare talk.
That Blue
Yeah.
Beetle costume was doo.
Okay, yeah.
That Blue Beetle
What if-
costume was
Because
dog
you
water.
can't-
The
What if they
Booster
have a-
Gold
You
one
can't do
though?
the costume like officially without getting sued. So you have to do the.
That
you
is
have
true.
To do, there's super-ish guy. Like you can't do it or you'll get sued. Like that's how they did it.
I think they deadass called him something different.
Yeah.
They called him like
What's
Like-
the over under on them having a line in this movie that's like, "There's this man, and he's got spider powers.
Oh.
I
He's
swear
a-
to God.
He's a man
Yo.
spider."
Yo, you know what we should do? So I'm pretty sure we're all gonna end up having to see this.
Yeah.
So at least one of us is gonna have to endure it for a review.
Christ.
So
David.
here's the plan. I vote. We can even post it on the Twitter and the Instagram, right? And on the YouTube. We do a Cinestro Corps bingo for
Yeah.
Madam Web of what they're
Oh,
going to
that'd be
say.
good.
We all make our own personal bingo cards, and we even make like a fan one, so like they can all just like put in their own little suggestions.
And whoever
'Cause I
wins
swear-
blows their fucking brains out on live on the podcast.
Jokes on you! I was gonna do that
For-
outside the theater.
for
Like,
being right about what's in that dog shit movie.
The whole time during the runtime, I'm just gonna have a fucking Smith and Wesson like run to my fucking head.
Say I won't.
Just like
Fuck.
this.
All
I
I
might
know
look over to
is-
my side. There's a guy with like a rifle twisted.
I'm gonna be
All
real
I
with
know
you.
is
It's gonna get
there's
to a
gonna
point
be-
where I'm gonna be like, it's gonna get to a point where I'm gonna be like, show me her titties when I'm walking out this bitch. You know, like
You know why I'm here. Show me the goods.
Yeah, you know why I'm here. You know why I showed up. I'm kidding. I'm joking. But-
all I know is that
fully
they're gonna say
serious.
something like towards the end of the movie, they're gonna be like, "There's been reports of a spider-like person, a costume vigilante in Queens."
Yeah.
And that's all they're gonna
Yeah.
they're gonna end it
Oh,
right
yeah.
there.
no,
And then
because
everyone's-
I swear to God.
Adam Scott is Ben Parker and he's young, so Peter's
Oh,
probably like
oh,
5 years
Or is
old.
he
or
not
whatever.
born yet?
Bro,
Oh yeah, he's probably
okay.
like 3 or something.
Okay,
like that.
this is
Yeah.
going to be super fucking painful. But
Yes,
I
it's
feel
Ben
like
Parker,
something
that's crazy.
something like
Allegedly.
is going to happen. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. All right. So peep this. He's gonna at some point be talking to the girl who's that one woman from 50 Shades.
Oh,
of
he
Grey,
is
who
Ben
I'm pretty
Parker.
sure that is.
Yeah.
Dakota Johnson.
But Dakota Johnson, yeah, he's gonna be talking to Dakota Johnson, right?
His
Either after
poor
like
line
a large
delivery.
battle or even like just on a rooftop, looking
Mhm.
over some kind of view, and they're just gonna be leaning across the bar like this, and she's gonna be like, "I don't know what to do with all this power. There's so much I gotta do, but I don't know if I can handle it." And he's like, "Well, you know, when you got great power,
Oh my
it
god!
usually comes with great
It's not
responsibility."
gonna. He's not gonna say it to
But,
her.
but
He's gonna.
it's- no. Yeah,
gonna
he's
say it to
like
them.
indirectly.
No,
He's gonna
no,
say like indirectly, like in some gobbledygook way. He's like, "I'll workshop."
no. He's
Something
gonna.
like that.
No,
Something like that.
he's gonna say it to her because they're both paramedics.
Yeah.
And he's gonna say it to her way before she gets her powers,
yeah.
way before she puts a costume, like in a regular
The
conversation.
first accident scene.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We have all
He's
this
gonna be like, you know what
power,
my
we have
father
to
told
have the
me?
responsibility to take care of people. It's gonna be
He's
like
gonna be
that.
like, yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I swear to
And everyone's
Christ.
gonna look in the theater like, "There's no way they just did that." It's gonna be
And
that.
then
They're
and
gonna
then
say
they're
that.
gonna and then they're gonna
Yes,
pull
dude,
a
exactly.
then they're gonna pull a Black Adam and play when she has her
Yeah,
suit
play
up
the-
scene.
play the
They're gonna play
music.
"Power" by Kanye West.
Oh,
that,
no,
What-
no.
What's weird? Every
Better movie.
single like
Better movie.
Also, like I remember like about the costumes. The costumes that the other Spider Women have. It doesn't look like it's actually a part of the movie.
No.
What it actually looks like is like it's from a music video that somebody edited in a CapCut and took a segment of and posted it on TikTok. Either that or it's somebody's cosplay highlight reel
Yes.
because that is
It
not
looks
a
like
professional.
it looks
fucking
like
movie.
it looks like cosplay, bro.
Yeah.
It looks
I
like
saw another
it
looks
joke.
like someone tried
does.
to she's trying
Like
to make
the
a She
spider
Venom
legs on the
costume.
back. The
I saw
spider legs on
another-
the back are so clearly foam, and it's so fucking painful.
I saw another joke on Twitter that was like, Venom is gonna see Julia Carpenter's
Yes, bro.
white
Oh,
spider and be like,
Mhm.
"That looks cool," and that's how he gets the white spider on his fucking suit.
Please,
It's gonna
God,
be like the
Please,
the
God,
post credit
no.
scene in whatchamacallit in No Way Home. He's gonna be like that,
Yeah.
and he's gonna like the
was
logos
pretty
just gonna
good.
start
That was
showing
pretty
up.
That was
Thank you.
actually
I
really
do.
solid.
It can't.
though.
Here's the
It was
thing.
really
Here's what I
fun.
want to know.
That was really
Will
good.
it be
You're going
worse?
to beat your arms and your hands and
That is really good, Matt.
That
the
is really
entire
good. We're
movie-
gonna say,
Give
David.
this
Is the
rolling.
entire movie worse? Going to be worse than the post-credit scene from Morbius, where they tried to get the vulture
yes,
in,
it's gonna be
where
worse.
it was
It's gonna be
clearly
Somehow I
worse.
got
marked,
him.
like,
Taylor
they were
has
like,
been.
"Hey, we got
Something to
we
do
got
with
like
Spider-Man.
a week until this movie comes out. Let's film this. Call Michael Keaton. Tell him to just record these lines in the booth. We'll get a stunt double. Can we get an hour's worth of studio time? And let's
Over.
film this?"
What's the over under that we're gonna get a Venom Tom Hardy cameo in this movie?
Can we also get whichever of your Marvel employees hasn't passed out from lack of IV drip in the last half hour to use the Vulture model from like the past 3 movies? Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I say
All I know is this
Venom.
movie is gonna make a Madam $1 billion.
Boo. We won't get Venom. We'll get Adam Scott's character walking past Eddie Brock, the photographer, and that's all.
Yes.
Oh my
No, he's gonna bump into him, and Eddie's gonna be like, "Ooh, whoa, sorry, guy," or something like that.
Like
You know,
an old rich exec. Those are the little things that it's gonna be like. People are, oh my god, that's all they think about. They don't think about like.
He's gonna bump into Eddie. He's gonna drop his camera, and Adam Scott, Ben Parker's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, pal," and then Venom's gonna be like,
"Yeah, you're gonna hear it."
No,
and
I was thinking
that be like, "What was that?" It was like, "Oh, camera. I have a speaker in my backpack." Sorry, like that's all you're gonna.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, since Ben Parker's a paramedic, he's gonna be at a crime scene, and Eddie Brock's a reporter, so he's gonna be like taking pictures, when he's gonna bump into him. He's like, "Oh, sorry," and then that's it. That's gonna be Tom Hardy's fucking $500,000 payday.
Then at the end of the movie, it's gonna end with the credits going with another Eminem track.
Oh no!
Then at the very end of the song, it's gonna say Venom will return.
No, please,
bro. What I really need for this movie, what I need is that in 2038, whenever the next Spider-Verse ends up coming out finally, I need them to take, because since it acknowledges every Spider thing is canon, I really need them to have a section where they're like scanning through different universes. They land on this one, and they're just like, look away. No. Doesn't matter. Keep moving.
When they inevitably combine Spider-Verse with the mainline MCU, and they show the branches getting deleted. They just show that one getting deleted, and they're like, thank God.
Like how they did Crisis on Infinite Earth in the CW. How you see different Earths getting wiped out. I need to see the first one and only one be mad at
Crisis on Infinite Earth.
Hey, it was what it was, man. That was TV. What do you want?
It is what
Quality.
It is, man. It is what it is.
Is it also weird?
Compelling storytelling. Yeah.
Speaking of it is being what it is, man. I think we can clock it as a day. This was a solid day for us here.
This is exquisite.
That is a wrap for our episode. Appreciate you guys tuning into our first full episode back post strikes. Thank you for watching or listening to our channel. You are tasked with great power and great responsibility to follow us on all platforms at Cinestro Corps to stay tuned on everything we've got coming up this year. Go ahead and Venom smash the MF like button and subscribe button. Show us how much you enjoyed this episode or your face by leaving us a 5-star review wherever you listen to this podcast. Send our podcast and YouTube channel to your friends, enemies, Kree, Skrulls, your family, Spider, Totems, Saber, all that. Post it to your group chat, share it everywhere. Thank you guys, and we'll see y'all next time on Cinestro Corps. Booyaka, booyaka.